All right, we'll get started here. Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Sean Murphy. I'm your head misfit. Welcome to the Daily Awakening Call, where we have conversations about almost anything designed to help you do more, be more, have more, designed to help you create a new awakening. For those of you that are new to the call, drop an N in the chat. Drop an N in the chat if you would. That would be awesome so that we can welcome you. We appreciate you. We have folks from all over the world that join this call. Look at all the N's in the calls. I appreciate you. Many of you might have been on Nano's call yesterday. You guys were on fire yesterday. Amazing. So I want to appreciate you and thank you for being here today. Today is May 1st, 2020. And it's the start of the new month. Some of you may have pushed all the way till the midnight time zone for you in your business yesterday. I'm going to encourage you to not take a day off. You could take a breath, but don't take a day off. Right now it's a critical time. What you do today could change the rest of your business for the rest of your careers. So let's have a conversation about that. What do we do next? What's your follow-up today? You hit your target, you didn't hit your target. Either way, today, that was yesterday. Today you have a choice, joy or misery. And to move forward into May with some exciting thoughts and process and conversation, that's going to be critical for you today. Here's the biggest part of it. What did you learn? What did you learn from April? What did you awaken with? What new talents, what new skills, what new resource has come into your day, has come into your life? What old truth did you have to let down? What truth wasn't serving you well? In April, you learned something that you held on to as a truth for the longest time, but all of a sudden, the month of April comes along and it's like, you know what? That really didn't serve me that well. So be aware of those. Take some inventory. Now, you may not be moving in your business. One of the biggest challenges that we have is self-improvement. But it's really, you hear me call this, the way you got to this website probably, or to this call, might have been through a website called Personal Undevelopment. Undevelopment. What action did you have to stop doing? What action will you need to stop doing? See, it's not about doing more. There's not anything more you can do. Your day is already filled. There's very few of us sitting around going, what do I do now? What do I do now? We're sitting around doing a lot of things that might not be producing the results, right? There's the old Pareto principle. 80% of what you do only produces 20% of what you make. And 20% of what you do produces 80% of what you make. So what is that 20%? What is that 20% that you might need to do a little bit more of? See, Larry Thompson teaches this rule. Larry Thompson helped build Herbalife. He took another company. He's taken two companies through his sales training to over $1 billion in annual sales. And Larry's a friend of mine. And he teaches this principle, 80, 15, and 5. So let me let you in on a little secret. The 80, 15, and 5. If you write those down in your book, the 80 percenters, the 15 percenters, and the 5 percenters. It doesn't matter where you're at in your business or what business you're in. That's how your business is going to be made up. That's how your community, your volume is going to come from 80, 15, and 5 percenters. The 80 percenters are the people that come in and tell you they're going to go to the moon. They've probably told you, you know what? You don't need to sponsor another person. I'm going to be the one. Maybe, just maybe, you might have been the one to say it. The 80 percenter is going to come in. Your business, these people make up 80% of your business. Imagine the gym you go to, the gym you work out at. Well, eventually you'll get back to. And there's that one person that you see there that comes in and they just want to sit at the smoothie bar. They want to walk over by the elliptowalker. Good morning, Ann. They want to walk over by the elliptowalker and just lean on it and go, man, whew, this is one heck of a piece of equipment. If I ever got on this, it would be amazing. I'm going to go have another smoothie. And we get frustrated because they're not doing anything. They're doing their monthly subscription. Could you imagine the gym owner yelling at them? Why aren't you on this? Why weren't you at the last meeting? Why didn't you come to the event last night? How come you didn't bring somebody with you today? Could you imagine a gym owner doing that? But yet we seem to do that in our business. There's going to be 80%ers in your organization. It doesn't matter what company. It doesn't matter what rank. We'll talk about that in just a second. So 80%ers are going to be 80%ers. Love them. Love them. Let them be part of the community. Inspire them. They may go into the 15% group. Many of you on this call are in the 15% group. Many of you are in the 15% group. And Julie, you got your hand up, my love. Go ahead. If you got a question. I love you.
Oh, well, yeah, I thought we were going to like wait towards the end.
No, well, if it pops up, because I know how your mind works, if I keep going, you'll have 4 more questions and forget your first.
True. Well, good morning, everyone. All right, Sean. So it's funny how I jumped on the call exactly when you said that about 80%ers. And sometimes we feel frustrated, we like, oh my God, why are they not putting in the work? Why are they not, doing exactly what I'm telling them? They're not plugging in. Right. And I had a girl in my organization for a year straight. She didn't do anything. All she did was listen to personal development, but she didn't trade. She didn't do anything. And 2 months ago, the girl blew up. She hit ranks. She was making money trading. And I was shocked. And I stopped, I stopped working with her because I dedicated so much time, but she wasn't applying.
Yep.
She wasn't applying. So my question to you is, Sean, right? How can we deal? Like, I'm a person that I want to help. Like, I really want to help. But when those people come into, when those individuals that just want to come in and they don't really want to put in the work, but they're still paying for the membership, how would I deal with those individuals instead of forcing them and telling them, you got to work, you got to work, you got to work?
So a dear friend of mine, Lisa Grossman, says, I'll put you on my calendar the first time. So if you, Julie, said to me, Sean, I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to go, I'd say, okay, Julie, listen, let's get on the calendar. Today's May 1st. When do you think you might do the activity of looking at your business, looking at whatever the homework is that you give them? And when they do that, they come to you, you give them the homework, and I'd say to you, hey, Jules, listen, I love you. Well, let's meet on Monday at 2. And you're like, okay, I'll get it all done. Whatever it is, the homework you need to give them in the first 24 hours. They show up on Monday, 2:00. They're like, I didn't get it done. Awesome. No worries. Not at all. Hey, listen, Julie, no worries. I understand life gets in the way. Do me a favor. When you get it done, call me so we can get back on my calendar. Do you think it's important to get the stuff done? Yes. Do you really want to get it done? Yes. Great. Then as soon as you get it done, call me. We'll get back on my calendar. I'll put you on my calendar the first time. Then you've got to do the homework you've got to ask to get back on the calendar the second time. Now, I won't leave you in the dark because you're somebody that we've had a conversation with. I'll check in with you. It might be a text message. Hey, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Let me know when you get the homework done. If they keep showing up to events, if they keep showing up on calls, recognize them. Hey, there you are. Listen, I can't wait till we chat. I miss you.
Thank you, Sean. And just another question.
Yep.
And this is completely like it makes, it's not related at all. So I was doing my morning meditation today and I was having difficulty like focusing because I feel like I'm getting so much information the past few days.
Yep.
And and I'm gonna say it's hard to process everything. So how do you organize everything that you learn? Does that make sense?
Yep. So you're still trying to file it away in your brain. You've got all of this information. You're going to have to take some time to just stop and slow down and let it sink in. What will you do with all of this information? Right? Just like the 80, 15, and 5, there's 80% of the information you may never use again. 15% of it is good stuff to keep track of, and 5% of it, that's the gold. That's the gold you need right now. That's why I have 5 journals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 journals in my devotional sitting in front of me. These are my books. Everybody says, I'm reading like 5 or 6 books. I'm reading 5 or 6 books, but they're my books. It's my gold. It's gold I put down. So yeah, I review them. There's stuff I'll look in my book and I'll go, that's my handwriting, but I don't ever remember writing that. That's some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take time to let it soak in.
All right. Thank you. All right. I'm done. Bye.
All right, right there. So 80% of the people in your organization aren't really going to do a whole lot. 15%, many of you might be the 15 percenters. A lot of you might be the 5 percenters, but let's just say the 15 percenters. These are the people that show up. These are the people that talk to 1 or 2 people. These are the people that are moving. They're breaking a rank. They're doing it. The 5 percenter is Arnold Schwarzenegger when he goes for Mr. Olympia. They're those individuals who are at the peak. They're the world-class athletes. They're the Olympians. So when you see people who win the gold medal, and the question is do they want to win a gold medal in the next 4 years? The next 4 years, then they're going to be absolutely practicing, watching their weight, eating perfectly. So the 5 percenters in our business are the ones who are just absolutely, nobody can duplicate their efforts. Now, this is a leadership call. Follow my heart. This is a leadership call. It's okay if you're an 80 percenter. It's okay if you're a 15. It's okay if you're a 5. You won't stay there long. Every now and then, 80 percenters at a week away from the end of the month, jump into the 15% group. The 15 percenters jump into the 5%. Here's the secret. You all want to know the secret? If you all want to know the secret, drop an S in the chat. If you all want to know the secret, drop an S in the chat. So here's the secret. 80 percenters can become 15 percenters if you love them. Julie just proved it. I didn't even have to ask. This is the power of falling in love with your community. This is the power of not giving up on them. Listen, write this down. Go where your time is deserved, not needed. Go where your time is deserved, not needed. What happens is that all too often we get caught up with who needs us. Last time I checked, we are all independent business owners. Your business starts from you down. That's it, you down. It doesn't start from you up, you across, you anyplace else. It starts from you down. So now the question is, how do you determine where your time is deserved? So I teach my organization, you go where the relationships are, you go where the growth is, and you go where the money is. Money being last. Money being, how do you keep your check? But you got to go where the relationships are. Where the people on your team have a relationship? Well, maybe they don't have a relationship. Okay, so where's the growth? What activity can they do to go bring somebody to you? If you're a 15 percenter, people should be bringing people to you, right? 80 percenters should be bringing people to you. Can you set up a system? Can you set up a simple, easy way for somebody to say, listen, I don't know a whole lot that's going on, but you need to I need to let you talk to Lauren. Jana is who I want you to talk to. Melissa really needs to hear, you need to hear what Melissa has to say. All too often, 80 percenters get blown out of the water because For some reason, they're told they got to know what a 5%er knows. They got to know what a 15%er knows. An 80%er doesn't need to really know a whole lot. They need to lean on the machine and invite people into the gym. Let the trainer do the work. Let them see the environment that you're in. All too often, this is going to hurt a little bit. I hope not. All too often, people will look at your presentation and they'll think, this is really a small company. Because they never get introduced to anybody. They only think it's you. You're the only impression they have of the business. I've been doing this for 22 years. It's rare that I ever meet anybody alone. I'd say I'm maybe in the 15% group. Maybe I'm in the 15% group. There's days I'm in the 5% group. When I was in the 5% group, long time ago, I was probably not that fun to be around. I would have my meetings at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. where I'm at. So if I'm on the East Coast, you figure out the time. If I travel to the West Coast, you figure out that time. If I'm in Ljubljana, Slovenia, you figure out that time. If I'm in Hong Kong, you figure out that time. Yeah, I probably wasn't the nicest person at some point during my career. But you know what? That was a learning process. So my question to you is this: Can you set up? I'm gonna guess most of you are, a lot of you are 15%ers. Some of you are 80%ers. It's okay. We need all of you. If you're an 80%er wanting to get into the 15% group, do a little more activity. Find 5 people you can do 3-way calls with, Zooms with. How many of you do 3-way calls? How many of you did 3-way calls in the last week? Drop a 3 in the chat. And if you're not sure what a 3-way call is, get with somebody on your team and find out, because that is what will change your business. Now, the question is do you know how to do a good 3-way call? We'll talk about that on maybe, we might get to that on this one. But so now the 5%er. The 5%er is the one that is absolutely leading from the front. A 5%er is not in management mode. A 5%er is somebody who's enrolling people. A 5%er is somebody who is continuing to build the community. The 5%er is doing trainings that allow the 80 and the 15 to feel they're a part of something. They're making sure recognition is going down the tree. They're the ones figuring out how to best inspire and move and motivate people. But they're the ones doing the work. They've got to be doing the work. That's why I say I'm maybe a 15%er. Now, wisdom-wise and experience-wise, yeah, I'm a 3%er. I can move people in a way most can't. A question was asked, what do you do if you don't have somebody to do 3-way with? I would encourage you, if there's somebody in your company that's on this call, and I think there is, you may be able to reach out to them. Listen, I've adopted Crossline because their upline has gone away. Listen, many of you on this call, I can tell you this, I'm looking at the list. There's probably only 6 of you out of the 172 that are in my personal business. The rest of you are in other companies, and I'm not in your company. Why would I be willing to teach you and train you and share with you some ideas and thoughts? Because we need to make the world a better place. We're in the business of building people, not competition. We build people. So the person that asked, I don't have somebody to do a 3-way with, there's plenty of people out there. If you reach out to them, they'll be happy to help you. Like I say, I've adopted Crossline. I've even adopted people outside of my company to help them. Because for me to talk about helping somebody move forward in business, it's never about the comp plan. Because How do you describe your comp plan? I describe it as you need to go find somebody. You need to go find somebody who's stressed, who's hurting, who has some anxiety, who needs a community, who needs to feel a little bit better, who wants to know they're working on themselves, who wants to know they have a place where they can grow. If you do that, the company rewards us. Well, how much money can I make? How many people can you talk to? How duplicatable is your story? See, in our profession, we determine the size of our net worth by the size of our network. Why do you need to know the comp plan? Does the comp plan make you any money? No. The fact that you can recite the 35 ways that you can create income, what happens when somebody breaks away or does something, or you get 7 levels deep, or what happens once you build outside of 8 levels outside of your organization? Does that really make you any money? Has that changed anybody's paycheck? The fact that you understand and can recite your comp plan forward to end, back to forward, reverse, upside down, and spit and peas. How many of you have increased how much that comp plan pays you out? Doesn't change a thing. You know how you create more money? Talk to somebody who hasn't heard your story before. That's how you create more income. Does anybody really care about the proprietary ingredient that's in your product that was picked on the side of a mountain on the 3rd moon by a virgin? I mean, that's crazy. Nobody cares about your ingredients. All they care about right now is, can I find a place where I can land and be safe? Can I find a place that if I put my time and effort in, it's not going to be taken away from me again like my job was in the middle of March, where they told me I can't go back to work, where they told me I can't take care of my family. Are you going to tell me I can't take care of my family? Are you ever going to be able to tell me that? Listen, we don't know what the companies are going to do. I don't know what my company's going to do. I believe they're going to be in business for a long time. But this is why I'm suggesting you build the name that's on your mailbox, not the name that's on your check. Many of you, and I appreciate it, for all of you that joined me on Instagram here in the last 24 hours, oh my goodness, it's like 500 of you sent me messages. Thank you so much. I'm still getting back to some of you. But many of you will never know what company I'm in, because you're not joining the company, you're joining me. On this call, you're joining me. If you knew the name of the company, some of you might not get on here. Why? Because, well, that's a different company. He doesn't understand our business model. Our business model for everybody on here is we build people. We build people. I don't build business, I build people. So 80, 15, and 5, decide which group you're in. When somebody decides to join you in your business, listen to them. Listen to them. Decide where they're at. You're not locking them in the box. You just heard Julie, who absolutely proved my point. 80%ers can become 15%ers. You know why they become 15%ers? They finally found their home. It took that woman, that young girl, a year. Are you willing to let people reward you for a year, for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they take off? Listen, I had 2 brothers that I mentored in Latin America for 6 years. 6 years I was helping them in their businesses. Absolutely fell in love with them, helped them with their businesses for 6 years, mentored them. You know what happened in year 7? They finally said, we can't find a place. Can you help us find a home? Can you help us find a home that's not going to walk away from us? I said, let me see what I could do. After 6 years, I found them a home, and they said, we're not getting started unless you sponsor us. You haven't charged us for mentoring for 6 years. What can we do? I said, all right. So that was 24 months ago. The decision was made, and now we've got a little over 30,000 folks in our organization. Are you willing to pour into people? How much return do you need right now? See, if you're trying to get the return right now, You might have to do some personal development. You might need to, because that's Les Brown said it in my interview. If you want to see Les's interview, go to that website right above me right there, and you'll have access to the one-on-one that I had with Les Brown and John Leslie, his son. Les Brown says they can smell commission breath. If you're wanting everybody to come in to go to the top, to go to the highest rank, man, you got to get okay, so now I got you. You got to do the work. That's commission breath. That's dread breath. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be in trouble if you don't get this done. So now the question becomes, hang on, we got some, let me do this here. Mute all. So now the question becomes, what happens next? Give them homework. How do you get an 80%er to 15%er? Find out if they want to do some homework. Give them some activities to do. Let them feel responsible. Let them feel part of the community. So how do you get a 15%er to become a 5%er? Include them in the conversation. A lot of 15%ers believe they can become 5%ers, but you know where the difference is? They got the same, listen, everybody in your organization, everybody in your company has the same comp plan, has the same product, has the same service, has the same ingredients. Why are some people putting a whole bunch of people in and others aren't? Why are some, here's the key. Don't let your money walk away. All of the effort you put in April, don't let it walk away in May. That's called retention. See, in the industry, I probably have a pretty good retention compared to most people. What do you know about the people who came into your organization? What have you done with the people in your organization? What have you allowed them to do to feel committed, connected? Some of you in your chats to me in Instagram tweaked my heartstrings a little bit because your message, I could hear your voice in your message, even though we haven't talked. Some of you, I sent my cell phone number right back out. Two things are going to happen. One, you may put my number in your phone. Two, at some point in the time, you may call me. Now, some of you reached right back out to me, and I love it. I love that you reached right back out. Why? So that I can help you grow your business. Listen, this environment that's here called the Daily Awakening is a safe place. Is a safe place. People ask me all the time, can I join you in business? And the answer is no. If they're in their business, I'll help you build your business. I'll help you build your business. So how do you decide where are you at right now? Here it is, the first of the month. If you are a 5%er, if you were a 5%er last night, crushing your business, moving forward, if you crushed your business all the way to the end of April, here it is May, and you're like, oof, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to encourage you, take a breath, stay sharpening the saw. Don't lose momentum. Don't lose momentum. Ann, you got your hand up. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Outstanding, my love. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. I just wanted to basically show you my gratitude because yesterday, with all the kind of, homework, let's say, that you've been giving me, and I've, doing them, my parents have started to see a change in me. And then yesterday, my mom sort of broke down in front of me, and a lot of things that she had, gone through before I even existed started to come out. Aww. And I said to her, I gave her like a book and a pen. I said, you know what, just write everything down. And now she's currently she's enjoying just writing her story and getting it out. And oops, sorry,
It's okay.
that was
It
my
was,
vibe.
it was probably me calling you to get an appointment with you because you're so amazing.
Thank you. That was actually a vibe check alarm. Um, but yeah, and then my brother saw that, and then he was like, now he finds it comfortable around me to open up and be more like himself. And like literally a month ago, our house was in like such a hostile environment, and I feel like because of this like personal development, I've been able to help my family. And I'm so thankful to you, because without the change in me, and the the fact that you've activated that change in me, I wouldn't have been able to help my family. And and that's not money or anything, that's simply just emotional connections. And also yesterday someone reached out to me regarding business, and I like, because you taught me to be more aware, I could hear like the pain in their voice, and we had a completely different conversation. And I even said, like, I don't care if you join me in business, but you need to keep in touch because I want to know that you're doing okay. And they felt so amazing. And that's the gift that you gave me. And I just wanted to say, like, thank you so much, because literally 2 weeks ago, I don't think I would have been able to do that, because I didn't have that in me. But because I've been jumping on these calls and, doing what you've basically set out or whatever, I've actually
Drug you into.
I've actually been able to do this. So thank you so much.
Well, and it's an honor and a privilege, and I never get tired of hearing that, because here's what's happened. It gets me very emotional, and you've got your family back.
Mm.
That's the business we're in. That's the business we're in. And so here's now the real question. Here's what just happened for everybody trying to figure out what did Sean do? What was it that what was the secret that he gave Anne? What did she do that was so amazing? Y'all write this down. We got to get out of their ears and into their eyes. We got to get out of their ears and into their eyes. We can't keep telling them what we're going to do. We can't keep making promises. This is what's going to happen next. This is what's going to happen next. Too many people lose faith in us because they can only hear what we're telling them. They don't see what we're doing. They don't see the results. Anne's mom is now working on her story. Her brother is working on his story. Could you imagine if the conversation that Anne was continuing to have was, well, this is the month I'm going to break rank. This is the month I'm going to, because they're like, I don't understand your business. Now they understand Anne's business, because Anne's business is about building family. And Anne's realizing that we're in the business of building people. She's always known that. But because of the way she might have been taught, might have been brought into the organization, might have seen this profession, the way that every meeting that you go to, it's about the money, it's about the this. Listen to what they teach you on. Is anybody teaching you human development, human personality, human behavior science? You'll get that from the Joe Dispenzas and the Deepak Chopras. You'll hear it in the conversations that Oprah has on her Oprah Sundays with Brene Brown and different people. You'll hear about the humanity of humans, but we've somehow failed to, because we call it multi-level marketing. I call it MLM. You can all write this down. It's me loving more. If you happen to be a 15%er, it's mentors leading mentors. And when you get into the 5%, it's making lasting memories. That's the business we're in. That's the goals you have. Each of you are absolutely amazing. And I'm looking at all these amazing women. My heart is just absolutely bursting seeing all these amazing women on here. There's the youngest chairman. We talked yesterday. I love her. She's got your hair down. Your hair's down. It's not all up in the bun and all with the bandana. I love it. Look at that hair. See, some of you think he can't remember me. I remember you. You know why you're easy to remember? Because you're unforgettable. So what's a 15%er? A 15%er is the one who's doing it. A 15%er is the one who's making the world move, who's moving the world for themselves. A 15%er is what Ann did with her family. That's actually a 5%er for the family. But that's something that you're getting results you didn't even know you were getting. 5%er, but a 15%er is the one who gets up on this call. Every one of you right now are on this call. Where'd the positivity boss go? I just saw that smile pop up. Oh my goodness. There you go. Thank you for sharing that with me. Yeah. This is, y'all, people should be throwing themselves at your feet. I promise you, when I look at the youngest chairman, I look at the positivity boss, and I'm looking at, is it Kira, K-I-R-A? Where are you from? I love that last name. Pop on, tell me where you're from.
Hello, Sean. Thank you so much. I really love and appreciate your personality.
Aw.
I'm actually living in Czech Republic now.
Where's Czech Republic? Hold on, you're muted. Don't go away. Unmute yourself for me.
It's here.
So where's it at? What country?
So it's Czech Republic. It is near to
Oh, the Czech Republic. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the words got mumbled. I thought Czech Republic. I'm like, where's that at? Czech Republic. I love you. Thank you for being here.
It's amazing. Thank you so much for making this calls possible for all of us. It gives me like so much energy and love. I'm also feeling like the vibrations a little bit.
Aw. So how do you say thank you in Czech? I know in like Slovenian and Serb, it's like hvala. How do you say thank you in Czech?
It's děkuji.
Děkuji.
Děkuji, exactly.
Thank
It's
you.
amazing.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. And I would have a question for you.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, that is possible. It is a little bit kind of a personal question. It's something to do with something I am working on in my life now. Like I always felt like it's not the right way to go just along with all the negative people.
Right.
Like when you smile at somebody, he doesn't smile back.
Right.
And so I smiled just to everyone. And when they didn't smile back, I just smiled more because I was hoping to get it back. And I'm working now on myself that I read a lot of books. Like 1 month ago, I came to this company, the same as Nino is.
Yep.
And I really started to work on myself. I just changed so many things in my life. I'm stopped smoking cigarettes. And that's actually one of the biggest problems I had, because so many people around me do the same and still doing the same.
Right.
And I really would want like to improve myself for that I can improve other people, because they're just like in their box and they're afraid to look out of it. And I'm sorry, my phone was ringing.
Okay.
And my question
I was going to start dancing. Go ahead.
Yes, we can. And my question would be, like, I'm still not 100% that person I want to be. I'm going over my fears, what pushes me to move forward, but I'm still not that organized I want to be. And I still like feel sometimes it's pulling me back. Like I would love like to go and to take, for example, the cigarette back to me, but I really don't want to do it. But it's like the motivation fades, but I'm still like motivated to do this.
Okay.
Would you have like any advice for me?
So I would. Please pronounce your first name so I say it correctly.
It's Kira.
Kira.
You
So
told me
Kira,
right.
can I ask you 3 quick questions?
Yes, for sure.
First question is, do I have your permission to help?
Yes, you have.
Awesome. Second question, because if you're going to want to do something you've never done before and achieve a goal you've never had before, there's a chance you might feel a way you've never felt before. So the second question is could I make you feel a little bit uncomfortable?
Excuse me, excuse
That's
me,
okay.
my mom came in.
Okay, tell mom we said hi.
No, she's away already.
Okay. So the second question is if you're going to do something you've never done, you may feel a way you've never felt, and you're going to have to learn something you've not known before. So my
Yes.
question to you is it okay? Do I have your permission to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable?
Yes, you have.
Okay, cool. Now, if we get there and if I do make you feel uncomfortable, here's the next question. Here's the leadership question. Do I have your permission to take you out of that uncomfortable feeling? Because I want you to feel better when we're done than we were when we started. Would that be okay?
Yes, you have.
Okay.
That's lovely.
So now that you've given me permission to have a dialogue with you, here's the question. Kira, when is the day you've had enough? Think about that for just a second. When is the day you've had enough? So you made the decision to quit smoking, and I applaud you for that. But you say there's still a part of you that wants to pull the cigarettes back. Would it be fair to say you haven't made a complete decision? You've made a choice to not smoke, but you haven't made the decision. Decision means to cut off. Incision means to cut in, incision in the body. Decision means to cut off. Michael Jordan, the famous basketball player, said, once I decided, I never had to think about it again.
Wow.
And this is the challenge sometimes when we say we make a decision, we fool ourselves, we trick ourselves into thinking, I made the decision to not smoke, but when I smell it, I really would like a cigarette again. It's not a decision now. Now you're having to choose on a moment-to-moment basis.
That's amazing. It's true. I'm thinking about it. I think like in me, there's like another deeper thing. It's like about my family, my parents, because like they do smoke, but sometimes they have some personal issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always that person who wants to get in the middle of them, like that they stick together, and like I'm pulling it out. It's probably maybe also the reason I started, because I wanted the like they're watching me that I'm doing something because I'm uncomfortable with something.
So where are you in brothers and sisters? Do you have any brothers and sisters, or are you an only child?
Actually, I have a brother. He is 48 years old and he's living in Australia.
Okay. So your brother's a little older.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's the question. So in essence, you're this only child who's trying to find their place. Right? And in trying to find your place, you with your friends and everybody, you're doing your best to be of service to them. Here's a tough question, Kira. Is it okay if you be in service to you?
Yes, for sure.
Okay, so here's the question now. Does it matter if anybody else smokes? If you're going to be in service to you, does it really matter if somebody else smokes?
No, it doesn't.
and this is where the transition needs to happen for you. And folks, listen, for any of you, drop a P in the chat if any of you plan on prospecting somebody this month. Drop a P in the chat if you plan. I need you to pay attention to this, because some of you may be sitting there going, what does this have to do with my business? Everything. Right now, I'm doing my best to prospect Kira on making a decision to take care of herself. It happens to be with smoking. And it'll be a handful of other things. But follow me on this. We have to help everybody have a decision. We have to help everybody make a decision to take care of themselves. And part of that is joining you in your business. So when you listen to me go through this prospect, go through this challenge, go through this dialogue with Kira, These are the same questions I asked to have somebody join me in business.
Wow, that's amazing.
And the reason is because anything that somebody's about to do is going to require a decision. Too many of your presentations, too many of your conversations, too many of your prospecting dialogues are to get people to make a choice. And if you get people to make a choice, they can choose to leave you as well.
Wow.
So if you can get them to make a decision, which requires some dialogue, not monologue, not me telling you what to do, about us finding out what's best for you. See, my daddy always said this: the only reason, you may want to write this down, the only reason you ever give a presentation is so they can tell you how they want to get started. I sit down with a prospect, so I would sit down with Kira and I would say, hey, Kira, thanks for meeting me today.
Thank you for meeting me today.
And I would say this: are you ready to get started?
Yes, 100%.
And they would all, and usually the prospect goes, well, what do you mean? Aren't you going to tell me pitch me on your story? My story is not important. The question is, are you ready to get started to have more of what you want and less of what you don't?
Yes, totally.
So Kira, can you find the emotional reason why smoking is not ever going to be an issue again for you? Because once you find that, let me unmute you, my love. Once you find that, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yes, actually I can.
Okay.
It's a little bit hard. No, it's not hard to make the decision.
But here's the biggest challenge, my love. We've spent, now follow me. I love you. But I want to speak about what your subconscious did through you today. Didn't do to you, did through you. We had a conversation for about the last 4 minutes about something you don't want to do. Only to have me like reach into your heart, tell you I love you, and say, let's just do this. Let's just make the decision. Either way, it's fine. It doesn't affect me, but it's affecting you so much so that it makes your smile just this much less beautiful. It makes your joy just this much less joyful, because there's this back of your mind going, well, I got to choose every second to whether I need to smoke or not. And I've been around people like, geez, I would really like that. It's taking away your joy about that much. And it's keeping you from being joyful. You're in joy, but you're not joyful. When you become joyful, people will fall at your feet. You're this beautiful, amazing, young business entrepreneur woman in the Czech Republic who's having a conversation in front of 200 people right now, teaching every one of them. You are a master at being able to hold the attention of an audience. Smoking ain't even an issue, but your subconscious is telling you such.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I love you so much. Thank you for everything. And
so listen, you're the one doing the hard work. I love you. So here's what I want you to do. Here's your homework. I want you to write down 50 things, and this is for all of you. You can all do this. And ladies, this is especially important for you because, good morning, Ash. I love look at that smile. Oh my goodness. So what I love is that, ladies, I would encourage you to write down 50 things you've done in your life that most people think you couldn't do. 50 things you've done in your life that you had to get through. It could be a bad breakup. It could be for Kira for smoking. Listen, she gave up smoking. It could be learning to speak a second language. Listen, do you all hear how amazing Kira's English is? It's the Czech Republic. How many of us, okay, we're going to start a call tomorrow and we're all going to do it in Czech tomorrow. Not a chance. Do you realize the language? And here's the challenge. You go out and you do your network marketing business in a language nobody can speak. Why did Kira and I get along? Because we spoke the same language. We spoke the language of love. We said, I love you 4 or 5 times to each other, and we've never met.
That's spiritual love. And I love all of you guys.
Isn't that amazing? This is what this community is. This is what Nano's community is. This is what happens when you find people of a psychographic, not a demographic.
Wow.
And a psychographic is the way we all think, not what race we are, or what age we are. Listen, I'm a 54-year-old white guy from Dallas, Texas. There's no reason for me to have hotties like you on my call, unless it was a creepy call, and then that would be really creepy. But you guys are just absolutely beautiful souls showing up here. You make me feel so absolutely amazing. I fall in love with all of you. And the reason is because you're easy to fall in love with. The challenge is you've been taught when you go pitch somebody, present to somebody, you need to present the business. You know what the business is? Your smile. Now, some of you, maybe on your Instagram page, have presented that maybe you're a model, maybe you're a swimsuit model, maybe you're a pencil dress model, maybe you're a, and when guys, all these guys, these dumbass guys come to you and go, yo, baby, I want to hit you up. What's your business? And you're like, ugh, ah.
Right.
Not that that's ever happened to any of y'all. If you've ever had the creepy guy show, yo, baby, what's up, girl? I want to join you in business. If you've ever had that happen, drop a C in the chat for creepy. Guys, don't be jackasses. There's going to be women who are afraid to reach out to you because you're being some kind of a jackass on social media that you don't come across as this human being that you are.
Yeah.
Ladies, I apologize for all of that. You deserve better. That's why I'm glad you're here. Hopefully our community, my community, can give you, and Nano's community, give you that place, that platform of joy, of honor, of respect. Is it Katarine? Is that how you say it? I love that hair, Katarine. Good morning.
Good morning. It's Catherine. You can call me
Katarine. Good morning, Katarine.
How are you?
Outstanding. Where are you from? I hear a wonderful accent.
I'm from New York.
Okay. Good to have
I'm
you.
originally from El Salvador in Latin America.
Ah, okay. See, I knew I heard a Latin accent there.
Somewhere there, right?
Okay. Awesome to have you here, Katarine. So,
It's amazing being here, Sean. Thank you.
so what are you learning? What are you liking so far?
Don't put me on the spot like that. I like everything. I'm always here. I like listening rather than speaking because I get nervous personally.
So, so here's the good news. Listen, how many of you have just fallen in love with Katarine listening to her voice? Because she needs to hear that. She needs to hear that. Read the chats, my love.
Oh, thank you.
The world needs to hear you. Please don't keep that beautiful voice quiet. Don't keep that smile. You're beautiful. You're absolutely, you deserve to have the stage, and the world needs to hear you.
Thanks.
And if I have to drag you out with my arms around you, going, look at everybody, look at my girlfriend, check out my girl, check out my girl.
I'm starting to like get hot.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard that, I'd have a nickel. RB, pointing her finger.
Okay. Whew.
So,
Okay.
how are you feeling now? Just tell me how you're feeling.
I always feel great. I specifically like to join these calls because I like to start my morning off like in a very positive everything. And I think that this helps me a lot.
I need you to hear this. You're looking to receive, and there's a part of you that says, well, I'm not sure if I give. I need to let you know, you just gave everybody here the chance to fall in love with you. So you made 202 people feel better. So I need you to hear that, because part of the challenge, everybody listen to this. Part of the challenge is that we sit here and we want to receive. We're afraid to give, but if we only give, now some of you are just the givers on the call. In this environment where you're with me, you might feel a little intimidated. Listen. Your smiles on this call give other people something to look at, give somebody a place to receive your smile. And when they can receive, the challenges is all too often, sometimes we're receiving so much, we're afraid to give. We've got to rotate this energy. We've got to cause this energy to flow through our bodies. It's why now I'm going to do what I normally do in the very first thing in the call. I'm going to ask each of you, while I'm having conversations with folks, send out 3-4 messages of chats of joy, of love. You probably have heard that before. Well, this is where you got the source from. I'm the resource for that. Send out your chats, send out your love, send out your messages of joy to people. Katarine just sent out messages to us to make us all feel better. That smile she has is changing the world. It just changed the world of 203 people. You're important. You're important to me. I love you. I'm so glad that you're here. And if I ever grow up, I want hair just like yours.
I love you too, Sean, and I love this community.
Thank you so much. Folks, I don't know if you realize it, but I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Everything that I've done this morning is called building a community. It's called prospecting. It's called finding people who want to raise their hand a little bit and say, I want to do what you do. Every one of you can do what I do. Karina can do what I do. I can't wait to the moment she invites me on her call, on her team call, and translates it into Czech or the other 6 languages she probably speaks. Every one of you can do this. There's a pretty good book out there that's a couple of thousand years old that says, even the least amongst you can do this and more. Every one of you is capable, so much more capable than what I am. I just choose to step into my joy right now. Too many people are waiting for people to, why are we waiting for people to say nice things at our funeral? Why can't we let them show up now? Anne is not waiting for the funeral to say nice things about her family. Her family is not waiting till the funeral to say nice things about each other. Anne got out of their eyes, out of their ears and into their eyes, and all of a sudden their life is changing in a month, by just being her, by just living in her state, by her getting over her own internal issues. The vibration, the law of attraction is changing the world in her family. There is no more important world. There is no world out there. There's only this world that you sit in. There is no world economy. There's only your economy. And when you decide to work on you, when you decide to sharpen your saw, when you decide to get yourself as the highest priority, and you get out of people's ears and into their eyes, people can fall in love with the thing they've been waiting to fall in love with. I promise you, me walking down the street and smiling at you, if I walked down the street and smiled at you, you'd smile back. But you wouldn't grab me by the arm and go, I need an hour of your time. But some of you right now, if you saw me on the street and I'd say, listen, whoever finds me first gets an hour of my time, hopefully I would be stampeded. I would be tackled. But why? It's because you allowed me in. You allowed me to show up in your life. Guess what your prospects are hoping you do? Guess what your future friends are hoping you do? Guess what your confused constituents are hoping you let them do? Show up in your life. Y'all are absolutely amazing. Delia, good morning. I see you have your hand up, my love.
Good morning.
Good morning, Delia.
I totally forgot that my hand was up.
Okay.
Well, I think I typed my answer on the chat. I'll say it quickly. I don't have a question. I want to tell you that I listened to Napoleon Hill interviewing the devil.
Outwitting the devil, yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. Thank
Isn't it
you so
amazing?
much. Amazing.
It's
Lot
especially
of
prevalent right now. That's a very poignant book. It's a very, and you guys can all get it on I was going to say on the Google. How old am I? How old am I? The
I
Google.
want to bring a point about that book.
Please do.
Thank you. You always say the answer is inside us, and that keeps popping up on my head. So as I listen to the meditation, I kind of like verified or confirmed thoughts that I already had figured out. Of course, I'm older than everybody here, and they say that wisdom comes with age. That doesn't mean that, that I am the 5%, I'm the 80%, humbly. Learning to invite with love those that raise their hand. But a lot of the stuff that was on that meditation or book, stuff that we already have figured out because we're part of this universe, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Everything. Listen. If any of you have a dream that you have yet to accomplish, it's because you haven't given up what's holding you back.
yeah, my dream started at 19. Could you imagine? At 19, I wanted to be a business owner. And I'm still battling at 66. I will do it until the day I die.
Yep. And you're
Because
getting much better in the last couple of weeks.
Well, the breakthrough has been amazing. And I know that it's going to manifest physically because, I mean, that rhythm, that hypnotic, positive rhythm. What I want to say that I learned in April is that instead of spending so much time doing busy work, I need to go back to the Dahlia that enjoy life, doing fun things. I know that we can't get out yet, but I'm already planning a day at the beach. Snorkeling, one of my favorite things. And just meeting people and having awesome conversations without attachments or agendas behind. The only agenda is to help them.
Yep.
If they help. And if not, it's just a great friend. And take away that net marketing mentality that I'm there to recruit. Like when people push a wallet at the department store and like you say, wait a minute, I'm not even here for a wallet. I'm here for an ice cream.
Right.
They keep throwing that wallet in front of you. And I said, I've been doing that all these years without even knowing, without even saying it, but it was in my mind.
Yep.
Still get it. I might not be saying, here's the wallet, but if that's my agenda, 80% of what we are, right? Or 100%
Yep.
of what we do is nonverbal. So I was passing that controlling mentality. So that's a breakthrough there. I need to concentrate more on doing more Zooms with all of you, Sharon, you, and Rhonda, than doing so many posts and so many videos. It's not about me. That ego needs to go.
Exactly. And when it does, edging God out, it turns into energy going Godward, onward, and upward. So awesome. Thank you, Dahlia. Wisdom from Florida. We appreciate you. Let's see. We got Michael. Michael in the house. Hey, brother. How are you, man?
Hello, everyone. How you guys? All right. So I actually am so excited right now. I have the coolest story to share with you. And the theme about it is doing less and becoming more. And it was actually crazy what happened yesterday to me. So this book, Think and Grow Rich, is actually the greatest book of all time. So Sean, do you remember when we had that conversation about the Sixth Sense?
Yep.
So this is my second time reading the book, and I actually just read the Sixth Sense again.
And I got something new out of it. Shocking.
I literally told you on the last call that I had like 6 breakthroughs.
Yep.
And then I read it again and I had 6 more.
Yep.
And this is where the story gets good. I grabbed my journal and I started like obviously having a huge download. And while I was writing in my journal, I just got done writing like the coolest paragraph ever. I swear on everything, I was staring at the words and I just started seeing them like smoking, like going into the air, like the Holy Spirit.
I love it.
And in the book, like I remember there's one part where Napoleon Hill was talking about like Abraham Lincoln was like literally right next to this bed. He's like, yo, you got to get back and like do your service and really finish the book. And then Napoleon Hill woke up the next day and was like, dude, I actually could not tell if that was real or not. Like, I swear on everything. Cause like I caught it when I saw it. I was like, oh my God. So I ended up spending an hour writing down on how I saw the smoke just like coming off my words. It was absolutely insane. Actually, wait.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, dude. And it's like you get re-invited once you read it again.
So,
I want to show you guys.
Go ahead.
So I actually drew it. Like, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it was just the coolest thing ever.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
I can't believe
So
that.
here's the thing. Could you ever lose this memory?
No, I cannot. No, this was like a huge moment in my life.
And so now the memory becomes the mission. And that's the
Exactly.
challenge too many people have, is they can't turn their memory into the mission. They just leave it as a memory. And usually the memory is given to them by somebody else or someone else or something else. And the memory that usually most people have is a memory of the past, not a memory of the future. There is no difference between a memory of the past and memory of the future. We call the memory of the future a goal. It doesn't exist anywhere either. The only thing that exists is right now. So we call it a goal, but the challenge is that we all have a hard time reaching our goals. We say that. None of us have a hard time remembering a memory, do we? And if we don't have a hard time remembering a memory, why don't we turn the goal into a future memory as if it's already happened? So if you start to talk about your goals as memories, then it's already done. And when it's already done, the body is going, we've had to do this. We can do this. We've already done this. Why aren't we doing this? We've got to do this. We have the capability. We have the capacity. We can do any memory we have because it's a memory. But we are tricked. We are tricked by the 3%ers who want us to sell us their stuff or to be in charge of us, to be over us, to have reign over us. Is they tell you to set a goal, and when you set a goal, you instantly say, I've never been able to reach my goals, so I need them, I need you. You don't need me for your memories. Y'all put that in your pipe and smoke it. There's a reference from the 80s. It's already done, absolutely. Turn your future goals into memories. Live them as if they were memories, not the I don't know what the hell is going on. Live it as if it's already done. Because the only thing you can do and live is live in this moment. When will the goal become true? In this moment. You can rewatch this call at youtube.com/mentor, the number 2 mentor, if somebody wants to drop that in the chat. You've got a couple of 100 hours of calls like this where I'm lighting it up. I'm getting you lit. We're on fire. I'm dropping facts. Am I allowed to say any of that crap? Am I really allowed to say any of that? We are lighting it up. What is this? What is this? RBP's going, cut it off. Cut him off quick. Last call for alcohol. Y'all getting it? Yeah, wrap it up. I got you, wrap it up. Is this helping y'all? Is this helping y'all? Okay. Because that's all I want to do. So I've got, Sanchez, Michael, does that answer? Does that take care of all your conversations, brother?
Yeah, it does. Real quick, can I talk about one thing I wrote down on the chapter?
I'm gonna be able to stop you.
I gotta figure out this one. This was a crazy.
Hey, Heather. I see Heather Love. Hello, Heather. Go ahead, Michael.
All right. So in the one chapter, he talks about how Edison came into one of the imaginary meetings and said, when the time comes, you will observe that life consists of great swarms of energy or entities, each as intelligent as human beings think themselves to be. These units of life group together like hives of bees and remain together until they disintegrate through lack of harmony. And then he said, these units are eternal. They never die. Your own thoughts and desires serve as the magnet which attracts units of life from the great ocean of life out there. So like you ever read that and like what the heck? Like this was absolutely insane.
Well,
No, not insane, but like
unbelievably powerful.
yeah.
That the same 26 letters that people use to degrade women and to talk about life in such a negative way, the same 26 letters were used to put those sentences together as well. I lay before you life and death, choose life. Those words are words of life in my book. So yes, the same 26 letters that can cause abuse, that can put women down, that can say that they're whatever the words they are the same letters that created that book. I lay before you life and death, choose life. So yes, I can believe that. I got the chills when I hear that. Every time I see that sentence, every time I see that phrase. But do you see what it says in there? Do you see what the key word is in there? Until they disintegrate because of lack of what? Begins with an H, harmony. It doesn't say in tune, it says harmony. It doesn't say in tune. I don't have to sing your tune. You don't have to sing my tune. You can't sing my tune. I can't sing your tune, Michael, but we can be in harmony together. When it sinks in that the only reason that 191 people are sitting on this call right now, ain't one of you got a gun to your head. God, I hope not. If you do, type a G in the chat and we'll send somebody right over to you. This is about being in harmony. This isn't about me telling you what to do. This is about me falling in love with you. This is about me being in place with you. When I see somebody like, who am I looking at? I'm looking at Julie. And Julie and I had a conversation a year ago. She was in the park and she was not in harmony. She was in tune because she was singing a tune that wasn't her tune. You remember that, Jules? And we had a conversation. And all I did is help tune her up, allowed her to be in the harmony with the story she was telling. And now all of a sudden, she's doing more of what she loves and less of what she doesn't. That's all we can do. Tune people to find the harmony, to find the song they want to sing. Nobody wants to sing your song. Nobody wants to sing my song. Nobody wants to sing my song. Look at that, Psalm 37:4. You see that, RBP? Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desire of your heart. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah.
Amen.
Right? What's that? Tyler Perry's parody that he says, and she just says all her words funny. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. What's her name?
Medea.
Medea. Yeah. Can I get a Medea hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Y'all realize you're on a global call and we're just screaming out hallelujah like
hallelujah.
Yeah. We're doing Medea on this call. But this is what life is about. It's about having
hallelujah.
Hallelujah. It's about relieving some pressure. And I know I'm Islin, say your name for me. I always get it messed up. Sanchez, you got your hand up. Is it Islin? It's not Iceland. It's Islin. Where are you at? I'm gonna
I appreciate talking to you, Sean.
Hey, I appreciate you too, Michael. Thank you. Hey, listen, hear me. Congratulations on reading it the second time. When you get through it the 200th time, you're going to have just as many breakthroughs. So I can't wait to hear the fourth time and the fifth time. And I want to hear every time you read it, every time you happen to open the book and not read the whole thing, you will now start to open it up to the page that will absolutely blow the top of your head off. And you'll read one paragraph and you'll get the secret again. It says in the beginning of that book, No fewer than 100 times has the secret to success been revealed in these pages. Upon seeing the secret being revealed to you, stop and turn down a drink, for your life will never be the same. You drew a picture of it. You have it up on your wall. Your life will never be the same because reading a book caused the words to evaporate off your page and into the universe. You wrote in your journal that this energy of they cluster together like hives, only to disintegrate when they lack harmony. You wrote that in your journal. Your life will never be the same, brother. Welcome to the club.
That's awesome.
Insert evil laugh here. Let's see here. I'm going to go Prince Daniel. I see you got your hand up.
Hello, what's good, what's good?
What's up?
Before I get to anything, I want you to know, I'm hoping that everybody's having a great day, you feel me, and that everything's going everybody's way, you feel me? So my question is, well, really, me, myself, I'm consider myself an inspirationalist because, you know, I don't like to motivate people because, you know, motivation comes and goes, you feel me?
Right.
So I like to inspire people. And like, let's say when you have somebody, like you want somebody to join the business and they don't really see the vision, you feel me? They don't really, like, how you say that? They don't really believe in themselves. How do you like inspire them like that? Like touch their hearts so they can believe in themselves?
So inspiration and motivation are external. Enthusiasm is internal. Enthusiasm is God within, in theos. Theos means the God within. So I can inspire you. Many of you I've inspired. Many of you I've motivated. But Jim Rohn said, if you motivate an idiot, what do you get? You get a motivated idiot. And inspiration needs to convert into enthusiasm. Because if you convert it to enthusiasm, now you don't have to be there with them ever again. When Kira gets off this phone, she is inspired to take care of her and her alone. And by taking care of her, she will change the world. Anne has enthusiasm, not inspiration. So be careful of what you say you are because you're doing it perfectly. You are inspirational, but you're not moving people. That's a lot of people that stand up on a church altar and they inspire people on a Sunday and they speak to them and they tell them the book. And then somebody like a farm boy from Ohio comes along and goes, wait a minute, this is what it says. If every word in the Bible has meaning, why does it say this? What the heck are you talking about? What Bible do you have? Then you get questioned. What book are you reading from? Enthusiasm is the book they read from. Inspiration is the book you read from. Which book do you think they want to spend more time in? They'd love to spend time in your book, but they can only spend that when they're standing in front of you, when they're sitting in front of you, when they're putting their money in the altar bucket called your enrollment form. So the question is, how do you touch their hearts?
Yes.
You ask more questions.
Okay.
In any conversation, if I'm having an hour-long conversation with somebody, if I'm truly going to be enthusiastic with them and allow them to find their ethos, their God within, out of an hour-long conversation, I might speak for 15 minutes.
I got you. Appreciate you.
Because here's the thing, Daniel.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what they need to do next.
Yes.
What the reason they're asking you is because they want to hop, skip, and jump 5 steps ahead. You can't skip a step. The challenge, you can have a quantum leap, but that's a quantum leap. That takes a tremendous amount of energy and awareness and unshackling of one's life. Most people aren't ready for quantum leaps. They're ready for next steps. The challenge is that we think we're going to inspire them for them to get on the same step we are, and we're just 2 steps ahead of them, and they think, you could do this. They can't do this because they've never done it. They can only believe in it. And if you're not teaching them how to believe in themselves to do the next step, to awaken to the next step, you'll never get them to the step after that. And that's what happens with, if anybody has ever had somebody join them in business and they've left, it's because we tried to make them take too many steps. We tried to make them a 15%er when they were an 80%er. We tried to make them a 5%er when they were a 15%er. So the question I would encourage you to ask, Daniel, are the 3 questions I asked in the beginning.
Yeah.
That I did with Kara.
Gotcha.
Permission to help, make you feel uncomfortable, take you out of the uncomfortable feeling. And if you do that, you'll be able to have a conversation that's truly a dialogue and not 2 monologues that bump into each other. Them talk, you listen, and you go, "Ooh, I got an answer for that." Nobody wants answers. They want action. Tell me what I need to do next. Tell me what I need to stop doing. And that's the biggest problem, is very few of us know what to tell somebody to stop doing. I didn't tell Ann to go push her business and sponsor 15 more people in her business. I didn't tell her that. I can't tell her that. I'm not in her business. But Ann had enough courage to ask me some questions that I said, "What if you try this? What if you do this?" She said, "You've given me the homework." And now all of a sudden, her family life has changed. And in a month, the family is at peace. The family is getting better every single day. Ann did this. Had nothing to do with her business. But guess what? Her business will probably do a lot better because she's not worrying about the thing that's most important to her. See, I know about that picture behind her. Probably people that are very close to her don't know what that picture is behind her. She's standing in front of the tail fin of that helicopter of the whirlybird, was taking her parents on the 25th anniversary trip. That tells me how important her family is. She put it all together. But most people don't know that. They just think it's a cool picture of her with some champagne, some sparkling wine. I love Anne. Sparkling wine and a helicopter. Oh, but if she posts that on Instagram, you know what everybody sees? Ooh, she's the stuff. She's the cat. Man, she's rich. It wasn't about rich. It was about creating a memory that would never go away. So how do you inspire people? Find a memory that'll never go away. Too many of us talk about, we're like a candle. Oh, join me in business. Oh, your wish just came true. Find a way to create a memory, right? MLM, making lasting memories.
Got that.
Does that help, brother?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Outstanding. So one thing you learned, one thing you liked from our conversation.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. What I like is that it's cool. You're not like, you don't tell people what to do. Feel me? You like inspire them. You
I do what you just
mentor
asked me
them.
to do.
You mentor them. You teach them, oh, if you do this, this could happen. All you gotta do is do the work. I'm not gonna tell you to do anything. Because you can't tell people, you can't tell nobody to do a single thing. So yeah.
I'd love you as my son, but I can't tell you what to do. You ain't my boy. But you are in the same business I am, so I'll guide you with what I know.
Yeah, facts.
But you got to do the work. I can't lift the weights for you. Congratulations. Thanks for becoming aware of that.
Bet. Thank you so much.
You bet. Let's see. Gigi, where's my Gigi? Watch this. Y'all check. Y'all find Gigi on the screen. There it is. Ah. And then watch. Hello.
Morning, Sean.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing amazingly, outstandingly well now that I get to circle in your energy and love.
I love circling your energy of love. Okay. So you know how like I'm on this whole fixing my self-image thing?
Yep.
And the crazy thing is I bought this book, Negative Self-Talk and How to Change It.
Oh, listen, I'm certified with that. That's Dr. Shad Helmstetter. Yep. I'm certified in self-talk and certified to teach that. Yep. I'm one of 112 people in the world.
Oh,
yeah, shocking.
Ooh. But I bought it by accident thinking it was
wait a minute. They ain't no accident.
I know what I'm saying. I thought it was to say when you talk to yourself. And I had it on the shelf and I read it, but I never finished it. But this time, like I read it and I finished it. And I realized that's my issue, is what I say when I talk to myself. Like my negative self-talk, I'm the first one that'll tell myself, oh, well, oh, life coach. Okay, Sean's fancy.
And so this is what I take people through on an annual basis. This is one client.
One client?
This is one client. This is one client's file. Now you know why people pay 10 grand a month and you guys are getting all of this for less than that. You guys are getting the $10,000 a month discount every day. This is what I take people through on a monthly basis, on an annual basis, every week. So just to let you know, I've got some certificates. So go ahead, my love.
Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, because I realized my negative self-talk is really the issue. It's what I say to myself, because I'm the first person that tells myself I can't do anything, even though society may have told me it, but I've constantly repeated it to myself over the years. So then I wonder why I think it, because now it's become permanent, the constant repetition of me telling myself I can't do something, or telling myself I'm not enough, or telling myself I'm not good enough.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like had that aha moment, and ever since then I've just been having like a lot of breakthrough moments, and maybe like past subconscious memories starting to come up of things that I've been through and situations that I've like tied emotional feelings to.
Yep. So here's a question for you.
Yeah.
I need you to keep track of today how many times you say you're enough.
Okay.
Quietly, out loud. I prefer you say it out loud so your ears can hear it and the vibration can start to dwell in your body, because you can read the book. You've now had a new awareness of where you fall short. None of that will change until the cells in your body change, because right now 10 million cells just duplicated. They duplicated with what you just said, right? Everything you've ever said, anything that's ever been said to you has been recorded in your brain. That which you repeat on a regular basis becomes permanent. No fewer than 118,000 times, if you live in a reasonably positive household, have you been told, no, it can't work, won't work. This is a math problem, my love. You've now become aware of the formula. 6 plus -7 will always equal -1. 17 plus -18 will always equal -1. My point is this. Now that you're aware of it, what do? You have to change. You have to do the hardest thing you'll ever have to do. And you're going to have to say, I'm enough 4, 5, 600 times a day. How do I know this? Because at the age of 21, I would say it between 5 and 1,000 times a day. I've been there. Been right where you're at. I was never a little beautiful chocolate amazing powerhouse of a woman.
Stop.
A little something that I would want to put in my pocket. Nobody ever wanted to put me in their pocket.
You just know how to make everybody feel special, Sean.
So I need you to hear this. I need you, if you're ready to have this breakthrough, start with I'm enough. Don't start with anything in your business, because every moment that you're enough, you will wind up in a situation that no matter what shows up, you're enough. And that's all we can be right now, is enough. Funny to think this farm boy from Ohio is certified to train and teach you in that. I'm also certified to teach you addiction to approval, how to overcome it.
You know, those are my two things.
Listen, I'm only going to focus on the two biggest things to have the two biggest audiences, and especially powerful women who have this amazing outward presence have just been crumbled on the inside every day. And I want to change that. I want to break that. I want to break those chains. But I can only do it by providing a place of joy, of love, of gratitude. And that's what I want to do every single day. It's why I show up here. It's why I give of my time, because you guys feed into me. You guys make the world a better place for me. And I do it very self-fully, not selfishly, self-fully. I expect in return to see your smiles in the world. Some of you put smiles in the world last week. Some of you put smiles in the world yesterday. Some of you put smiles in the world a month ago. And you know what? I saw them yesterday. I was with friends I hadn't seen in a while, and I saw their smiles, and they got them from someplace else. Everybody gets their smiles from someplace else. Thanks, Nano. Love you, brother. Does that help, my love?
Yes. You always help me.
Oh, you always help me too. I appreciate you.
I love you, Sean.
Love you, Gigi. Gigi. I just like saying Gigi. I want somebody in my life called Gigi. Sadiq. Good morning, Sadiq. These are names I.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I got to put my hat on like Sadiq so we can be like in the same club. Here we go, man.
Hey, what's going on, man? How's it going? I'm actually working right now. I'm actually backing up.
Go ahead. Back that thing up. Back that thing up.
Yeah, I'm actually backing this up right now. Hold on 1 second, bro.
Y'all get this? Listen.
Yeah, I'm actually backing up onto a scale right now.
Okay.
Hey, so I'm part of the team that Neno is with, and the company. And I was on the call yesterday, and I had a question that I wanted to ask you, and I didn't get to, but I figured I would hop on today, and I'm gonna start getting on your calls, and I wanted to ask you this.
Okay, ask me, brother.
Okay, like I come from entrepreneurial background where my father is very old school, and I worked with him for a long time. All right. So, I worked with him for a long time, and, we built a trucking company.
Hey, grind me a pound, would you?
Yeah. And so we built a trucking company, and, throughout the years, it became fairly large, fleet of about 2,000 trucks, a little over 2,000 trucks.
Okay.
10 years time, but then, we hit some hard times when, work slowing down, all these tariffs being implemented by big companies in the country. So I'm trying to get my father to learn to adapt to implementing technology into the business, getting him to get up to date with the times, And one thing I learned from Bob Proctor is that he says in The Science of Getting Rich that, the learned will inherit the earth. So it's like I'm trying to get him to understand.
The rest of that he said is the learned world will inherit the earth, but they will be perfectly prepared for a world that no longer exists.
Exactly.
Right? So the challenge is that I would encourage you, just like with Kira, if there's a way to get out of his eyes and into his ears, if there's a way for you to implement simple things, if there's a way for you to, I'm just going to mute you just because of some of the noise. If there's a way to begin to implement some of the simple things to show some data, some research from other companies, listen, family business is one of the toughest businesses to be a superstar in. I know. I've been in family businesses. I've run 7 family businesses at once, a 4-star steakhouse, a rock and roll nightclub, industrial sales in Puerto Rico and in the US, maintenance, specialty coding. So yeah, all of these businesses. And then I got into network marketing. So I'm going to share this, and I'd love to listen, reach out to me on Instagram and let's have a conversation. Let me speak to you about from a family business perspective to family business perspective and have a conversation about that. Cause you ain't going to convince the old man of doing anything different. You're his boy. I don't care how old you are. You're his baby boy. So let's have a conversation about that. Let me see if I can't give you some guidance on that. So feel free to reach out to me and let's just talk one-on-one about that. Is that okay? I muted you, so I'm going to assume you're shaking your head yes. While you're
yeah, that's great. That's great. I really appreciate that. And I'm sorry, I'm just literally, I didn't think you were going to call on me so quickly.
I know, I got you. Listen, dude.
So I figured I had some time. I didn't think you were going to pick on me right in the middle of me back in the trailer.
No, brother, listen. So listen, everybody pay attention. You want to understand prospecting 101? I'm going to take you to prospecting 202. Everybody you're about to have a conversation with is backing up a big rig. They may be sitting their butt right in front of you, but they're backing up a big rig in their head. They're having 1,001 conversations. Listen, Sadiq can do this thing with his eyes closed. He was having the conversation, backing stuff up and doing all of this. This is all about the memory that he has. This ain't the first day he's been in a truck. I can tell because I'm watching the way he's driving. I've driven big trucks, shocking. But I've been in the industrial world for 20 years prior to this. So I say all of this to say this. Everybody you're about to have a conversation with has the attention span of Sadiq right now. He wants to really pay attention. He really wants to have this conversation. He really needs to make this thing work. He wants to serve his family. That's everybody that's sitting across from you. This is the world unfolding right in front of you. This is the reality of prospecting right in front of you. I've not met any of you before. Very few of you have I met before. So when we have these conversations, I'm dealing with real world. If I was the presenter and if I was your typical, I got to sell you something at the end of this training, I'd be like, okay, we're going to get back to Sadiq. He's got too much noise going on. And I need to get to where I can show people, you need to buy my stuff. I almost said a bad word. This is real life, ladies and gentlemen. This is real life. This is how prospecting goes. You'll have somebody like Akira who's falling just absolutely present and ready. You'll have somebody like an Ann that says, I don't know about our business, but I know this is what's happened in my life. You'll have somebody like who was just speaking. They'll be sharing when Katarine was talking, and she was talking about, well, I really don't like to speak, but yet she didn't have to speak, but she was influencing 200 people. This is real life. This is real life. So I love that you all show up to share your energy with me, to ask the questions that maybe you might be afraid to ask someplace else. Because somebody might say to you, well, that I don't know what you're doing. All we need to do is talk to more people, show the plan more. You can't show the plan if you're afraid. You can't show the plan if you're afraid. Let's see here. Dakaya.
Good morning, Sean. Sean, I can't. Okay. So I feel like there's something that maybe I need to do or want to do, but I'm trying to figure that out. And so, like, I've been going through my contacts and building these relationships.
Hang on. That's a distraction to the attraction.
Yeah.
So say the first part of your sentence again. I feel like there's something I need to do.
Yes.
Okay, so have you done anything?
Yes.
Okay, my question is, because you said, well, I feel like I need to go through my contacts or this, that, or the other. You only have a choice to do one of two things. What are the only two things you could do?
Choose joy or misery.
So which do you choose?
Joy, Sean.
So the attraction to the distraction is, let me go check my contacts. I need to figure out this. That's the attraction to the distraction.
Okay.
If you're in joy, could you ever do anything wrong?
No.
But if you're in misery, can you ever do anything right?
No.
So just make a choice. See, what'll happen is somebody will listen to you who wants to fix you. You're perfect. Yeah. You're perfect already. Everybody hear me. Hey, Amanda, how are you? I love your glasses, Amanda. Look at that smile. Watch this. Look at it. There it is. Look at that smile. Listen, Dakaya, you're already perfect. You're already perfect. Don't get lost in the distraction.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, me too.
Man, there's no getting stuck with you, Sean. And I appreciate
Get stuck here, baby. Listen, this is the unstuck zone, baby. And this is the mentor zone. You get to walk away with my wisdom. I can't tell you what to do, but you know what joy looks like for you. You've been in joy.
Absolutely.
Just go back to be enjoyed. Just listen to your own laughter. You should have your laughter as your own ringtone for every day.
You know, I was just listening to a video that, okay, I'm going to upload that today. Give people a laugh.
Because guess what's going to happen? People are just going to want to call you to make you laugh, because you'll be answering the phone going, hello, this is Dakaya.
Right.
Who wouldn't want to be in business with you?
Yes. Thank you, Sean. And you know what? I think it's funny that, like, I literally have the answer on my arm.
What do I always say? What do I always say? Your answer is as close as your what? Your skin. Thank you. Good Lord. Could have had a V8.
Thank you, Sean.
I love you.
I love you too.
Let's see. Who do we have? The Addis Tate? The Ad.
Hey,
Awesome,
Sean.
man. How are you?
I'm well, and it's Thaddeus.
Oh, Thaddeus. I'm like trying to read
Yeah.
this. All it now it makes sense.
My fault. That's my IG name.
Oh, that's
I got
okay.
it. How you doing today?
Thaddeus. No, it's called Thaddeus, you chucklehead. Okay, thanks, Thaddeus.
I just first of all, before I get to my question, I just wanted to really I'll be normally be on Mornings with Nano.
Yep.
And when I just saw you come on here, I was just like, man, I have to watch this man tomorrow. I said, cause I've been watching Mornings with Nano for like the past 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
And right when you came on here, I'm like, dang, like I get all of this knowledge straight from Sean, and I mean like from him. But then I'm like, dang, he got all this knowledge from you. And I'm just like, dang.
Well, listen, but again, so Nano took my gold and turned it into his. He does amazing. It's why I still mentor him and I love him like a brother. And listen, if we want to compare notes, y'all were 1,000 on his call. There's 100 on my call. So he's got to be doing something right. I just choose to, listen, 90% of you are not in, 99% of you aren't in my business. And I love that. I love that because 30,000 of my folks are in Latin America and English isn't their first language. So I'm glad you're here, Thaddeus. Thank you for showing up. How can I be of service to you today, brother?
Oh, yes. I did have one question from some notes that I took yesterday about you.
Okay.
And yesterday, it was about, you said, don't build the company, build you.
Yeah.
And I was really sitting down. I was just like,
Don't tell your company I said that. Go ahead.
But I was just like, how, because I was getting what you were saying, but I was like, where do I really even start? Because I didn't already pre-ordered the books, and I was also just listening to Bob Proctor up on I Am Go Live.
Mm-hmm.
But and then actually 3 days ago I was listening to Outwitting the Devil.
Yep.
And it was just so legit. So my main question was basically like, how do I really build myself? Because I already know that from building my character and everything else that comes with that, I know everything else is going to come. Because first, like you said, I know this is a people business. So how do I do that?
Very well. Why do you ask? So here's how you do it. You're asking the how. I want to know the why. Why would anybody want to follow you?
Oof.
Damn, I didn't know you were going there.
Well, I will say, if anything, about.
Okay, hold on a second. Can I give you a little secret? Watch this. I'll give you one of the biggest reasons people will begin to follow you. Smile. That's the biggest reason. That's the number one reason to build you, is so more people can see that smile. See, I'm going to teach you about humanity, not about business. There's people who are much smarter than me in business, but they also have less money than I do. Because my mentor would say, you're right, I'm rich, let's move on. The reason people will follow you, where's your heart? Is your heart in their wallet? Is your heart trying to connect to their heart?
Oh, you actually asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Are you trying to talk to people to get into their wallet or to find a way in their heart?
Their heart. Because my main reason why I got into this is monetary values and all the luxuries is going to come along. But it's all about impacting people. Yep. And that's what it's all about.
Well, listen, I can impact people if I swing a shovel in a crowded room. Careful what we talk about. What is the impact you choose to leave? Because again, we say these things. These are just, they're little throwaway comments. I want to impact people. Great. Drive your car very fast into a crowded room. You'll impact a whole hell of a lot of people. this is what happens is that we say things like this, we hear things like this, Thaddeus, and then, we do that. You're impacting people. What is the mark you're leaving on them is the question. Oh, snap. I thought I had a good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. 'Cause, I remember you was talking about like you see it says most people die at the age of 25, buried at 75.
Yep.
And be the and then what's going to be your lighthouse? Will be, oh yeah, you did the lighthouse analogy, and I love that. I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, I didn't see that at all. Listen, I'm the captain of this. Give me that damn microphone. I'm the captain of the USS Carrier. Listen, I'm private first class. I'm a lighthouse. You move back.
Oh, sure. That made me think about Captain Phillips. I'm the captain now.
So I would ask you to dive a little deeper into your mission. My goal in life is to be a better husband and a better father. I do that by putting more smiles in the world. That is everything that I do every single day. Why am I on here with 110 souls right now who are absolutely amazing? Is because my goal in life is to leave a legacy of 600 generations. Nano said it. It impacted him hard when I told him this. I said, we die twice in this world. The first time they bury us, the next time when they stop saying our name.
Thanks.
Thaddeus, how long do you want your name to be said after you're gone? I hope it's more than an hour. I hope it's more than a week.
I trust that.
There you go.
I really do appreciate it, Sean. I definitely will be here every day.
Yep.
And definitely have more questions.
Absolutely. So if you want to ask a question, raise your hand. Let's see. We've got Enricana. Say your name for me. I know I just messed up the first name. There you go. Man, how are you must live in Australia because you're upside down. You're down under, brother. It keeps flipping upside down. That's so cool.
Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Say your first name for me.
Myself, Lokesh.
One more time.
Lokesh. Yeah, I mean, like, you can call it like Lokesh.
Okay, cool. How can I be of best service to you?
Yeah, thank you, Sean. And I am like, I'm a bit very nervous, and I thought about like 50 times at least to get through on a call right now.
Okay.
But my friend motivated me for the last 2 days. I've been telling about one of the problems to my friend, and he pushed me so hard to on this platform that you should go and put your problem on the table and seek some problems. And thus I'm here, and I hope you're doing great. And Sean, so yeah, I'm a bit nervous. So the problem is more of like, to put it this way, that I'm from India. So I was like being a software developer in a firm for 5 years as a software developer. And then I moved to Germany for my MBA graduation. So now I'm working for another biggest German company here now.
Okay.
So when I was working in India for a software firm, this was never been part of my interest. But with all Indian roots and your parents mentoring you to settle down fast, and we have to look fast for our life, and though it's not interesting, still you choose that profession and you challenge yourself to skill it up and try to live with it.
Right.
And so that's how I was being part of this US firm in India. But later, I was so frustrated in life, and I was really doing very well in my job, but which I was not liking at all.
Right.
So I skilled up, and in 4 years, I got 4 promotions. But end of the story, I wasn't liking at all, and I realized this when I actually trekked to Himalaya.
Right.
And after I descend the mountains, I felt this pain that the problems that you have in terms of nature is so small. And now I need to change my life. And I made a decision that what could excite me in my next career journey. And then I said that, okay, I started applying for master programs, and I was writing my statement of purposes. And then I realized that I kind of interest in the management side, and that's where I'm in Germany right now. And now I found a job in Germany, and basically my job tells about like my MBA graduation, but again there are new surprises that again they have put me into like more of a coding and programming.
Right.
So I feel like I'm back to square one. For the whole point that I moved from my country to a different country, that I could pursue my interest.
Okay.
But again, with all this corporate bureaucracy, I'm back to square one, and now I'm very close to like I'm very confused to what kind of decisions should I make. Should I leave the job, or should I like pursue another job, or what exactly it is? So I'm really confused on this, and hence I had set up a meeting with my boss on Tuesday to discuss this issue going forward. And if I have to give a commitment, there's a 4 months of journey going ahead. And if I give a commitment to this job profession, it feels like an overcommitment. So now on Tuesday, I have to decide, should I like quit this job and pursue what I want? Or with all this Indian roots and mentality of getting mentored, should I like still take this as a challenge, still pursue this job and keep going? So I'm very tired in making this decision. I'm really like fallen apart.
Okay. So here's a question. How do you want to feel on Wednesday?
I really want to feel good, but for me, Monday blues and Wednesday blues, I believe like entire week is just blues.
No, I get it. I get it. We can be attracted to the distraction, but here's the question. Because Tuesday you're going to have to make a choice, right? And whatever choice you make on Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be coming. God willing, Wednesday is going to be coming. So on Wednesday, how do you want to feel?
I don't want to feel like I lost something, but at the same time, I want to feel like, okay, I just dumped the crap which I did not want it to so far, and I want to start something new.
Okay. So here's now let's get to so you want to feel as if you're in a new place on Wednesday, right? So here's the tough question. We're going to get to the brass tacks, we say in English, right? We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. If you quit your job on Tuesday, do you have an income source that will still pay you on Wednesday?
I have few of my savings that could let me.
Yeah, but we don't need to touch into our savings. Do you have an income stream that will pay you on Wednesday?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to encourage you to keep your current position, and then let's work on your mindset. Because if you make the commitment for 4 months, or whatever commitment you need to this position, are you locked in that you can't quit?
Basically, my job contract says that I can quit any point of time.
So would it be okay if on Tuesday you make a decision to continue to receive an income for something you're good at? Listen carefully. Here's the Jim Rohn model. Continue to work at something you're good at, to work on something you're great at, to get paid to work on your mind, to work on your plan, to have a clear plan going forward that, be it in a month, be it in 3 months, be it in 4 months, you now have a clear plan to where you can step away and do anything you want. The challenge is that you've not had somebody mentor you to make sure that every breath you take is moving you towards your goal and not away from it. So I'm going to encourage you to take the position so that you're not stressed, because the second you lose that income, my guess is if you're dipping into your savings, you might be a little bit more stressed than you are right now. Something then has to work. Right now, you can do your job without hardly even thinking about it. You're that good. Would it be okay if we worked on you becoming more of what you want and less of what you're not? Would you be willing? Would you be willing to have a conversation with me, and I'll give you an hour of my time to help you get some clarity so that you can move forward in your business?
Yeah, that would be great, Sean. I would be really blessed with that if I have something session like that. Because
so here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Go to my YouTube channel, right? YouTube.com. Somebody could drop that in the chat for him, please. YouTube.com/mentor to mentor, and look at some of the previous videos before we have a conversation, and you'll see people who have the same questions, kind of like you're having right now. And if you do that, then when we have a conversation, I can really catapult you to the destination you're looking for, if you'd be open for that.
Yes, that would be great.
Cool. Here's the thing. My fee for that conversation, if it's going to be an hour, I get paid $15,000 an hour to stand on stage. You now have the $15,000 discount because you were on this call. So I want to be able to help you. But please understand, this is an extremely valuable time. I'm going to ask you to do the work. If you're willing to do that, we'll have the conversation.
I would definitely follow the lead.
Okay.
100%.
And this is about you building your business. I want to make sure everybody's clear. Nobody knows what business I'm in. This is not about prospecting you or moving you out of what you're doing. This is about you taking the steps where you're sitting right now in Germany. There's somebody who's in Germany as well. You may want to check her out. Steffi, you may want to reach out to her in the chat and you guys have a conversation, because she's another amazing soul who can give you some guidance. Because, well, I love Steffi and she's just this amazing soul. So just, just check her out and find her as well.
Thank you very much, Ron. And this is the first online social marketing platform that I think this is the first time that I've expressed something like this, because usually it has to be every time between the four walls, and I never usually tell my problems to anyone.
So, and again, as from the culture of India, I've worked a lot with India. I applaud you for being this brave and being this courageous. I want your subconscious to hear that. So there you go.
Thank you very much, Ron. I have no word for this. Thank you, but this has been a great opportunity for me.
Namaste, my brother. Appreciate you. I look forward. Reach out to me. Find me on Instagram and reach out to me and tell me we've had this conversation, because I can't remember everybody. Stevie, is it Stevie? Stevie? Stevie, unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, good morning.
I came here from Nino call yesterday. I was trying to get in, but I didn't know how to work Zoom. This like my first couple of times on Zoom.
Where are you from?
I'm from Rivera Beach in Florida.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, you said I have two questions.
Okay.
First question is, you said the reason you haven't achieved your dream is because you haven't let go of what is holding you back.
Right.
How do you figure out what is holding you back?
Look at what you're doing and then don't do that.
Okay. And
so if there's something that continually every day agitates you, be it a conversation with your family, a conversation with your parents, the news, if there's something that triggers emotions in you that are not what you want, stop doing that. It's not about doing more of something new, because you still have these old triggers. You've got to become aware of your triggers. So be aware of your triggers, the thing that changes your energy from joy to misery. That'd be the first thing I'd suggest.
Okay, my second question is, like, who are the people and where did you do your research to become in the position that you are now to give us the knowledge that you're giving us?
Say your first name for me so I say it correctly.
Stevie.
So Stevie, you're one of my mentors right now. So I pay attention in the moment. Anytime I'm in the moment with somebody, that's where I get my lessons to learn from. Because I hear the question you ask me and then I have to use my resources, but it's from resources from having conversations just like you and me right now that teach me every day. So what books have I read? There's a handful of books that I've read. Think and Grow Rich, Science of Getting Rich, How to Win Friends, Influence People, The Power of the Power of Now, The Power of Focus, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. That was the first book prior to the negative self-talk that Gigi had. Fearless Living by Rhonda Britton is another great book. What's the one by Lynn Grabhorn? Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. So, but how do I do it? Every day I have a conversation with myself and I promise to do no harm and I promise to get better every day. So I start there. And then I do a lot of prayer, right? I don't know if I haven't read, did you read this morning's devotional, RBP? Yeah, is it good? So I read a devotional. I have my spiritual mentor on the phone with me. So we go over stuff every day in that. I have a mentor in every particular area of my life I want to get better. Spiritual mentor. I got to really get my physical mentor in place. My physical coach. I haven't really found them. But I've got a money mentor. I've got a relationship mentor. I've got a financial investment mentor. I've got a dad mentor. Nobody's good enough to be everything except the guy upstairs. Other than that, we're just individuals struggling to get through life on a daily basis so we can get better. Does that help, Stevie?
Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You glad you got your question answered?
Yes.
Yay, I'm so glad. Thank you, Stevie. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Sean.
You bet. Manny, where's my brother Manny in Texas? Where's my brother Manny? Yo, brother. Yo, Manny.
General.
Am I allowed to say that? Hey, brother, how's it going? Hey, how's the baby?
He's doing great. She's doing great. Our whole family is great.
Awesome. How can I be of service, brother?
So the gentleman who was just speaking from India he kind of triggered an old question I kind of had that I kind of forgot about.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't forget about it, but I've been on a mission to try and leave my current job.
Yep.
So, and now with everything that's going on, I'm in New York, by the way. So with everything that's going on, I'm working 2 days a week.
Okay.
So now the 2 days I do go, damn, I really don't want to go. I don't because now I'm home all the time. I'm with the kids. Bella's in her room playing with her brother. I don't want to go to work. I want to be home. So ever since I've been on that mindset mission, right, focusing on the craft and on the skill to be able to leave and be able to spend all the time I can with my family, especially the summer. The goal is the summer. I want to spend the first ever summer with my family and not be at work. But now that I've been focused on that, I've kind of been, I don't mean to curse, but I don't know another way to say it, but I've been half-assing my job.
Yep.
But
no, you haven't. You've been full ass in it. So let's go on.
Yeah.
You ain't been half-assing nothing.
I've been full assing it, yes. And there's something I guess a subconscious thing that says the way you do anything is the way you do everything.
Yep.
So then I kind of go into this internal battle. I'm I kind of feel bad that I'm not doing my current job to how I used to do it, to its fullest capacity.
Yep.
And now I'm full assing it, and then I'm it's just like a subconscious battle that I can't.
So how long do you want to own that story?
No more.
Okay. So is today the day you've had enough?
Yesterday was the day I had enough.
No, it wasn't, but today might be. So here's the question. When do you go back? When do you go back to your job?
Yes, sir.
When do you go back? What day do you go back?
I go back Tuesday.
Okay. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to do Tuesday better than you've ever done it before. Because you can't step into the next, you can't ask for the next thing. You can't ask for the next level till the current level gets filled up. That's the sucky part. You've got to become so good at what you don't want to do that you can't fit there anymore. See, right now it's easy for you to fit there. When you can't fit there, when you couldn't fit there, the world had to bring you $200 from a guy you had no plan because you paid a guy's lunch for $10, $20. Somebody delivered you tenfold return because you filled it up. You couldn't fit in that spot anymore. You couldn't get paid by even your company enough. Somebody had to come from the outside to give you money to reward you because you overflowed. You're not overflowing. And when you decide to overflow, you will fill the cup up. And guess what the universe does? They give you a bigger cup. And then it becomes a bigger cup, and then it becomes a lake, and then it becomes an ocean. And then you get to step into the universe. You're not even on this planet anymore. When you fill up your cup, you'll move to the next level. The challenge is you're frustrated because you're running around with a half-empty cup, and you're going, I need to get out of here. You can't get out of here until you either give up the cup or overflow it. I choose not to give up the cup. I choose to overflow it. Damn.
kind of lost me.
Yeah. Lost you, or you don't want to hear it? You know I love you. Listen, are you?
Maybe I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it because it's a tough guy. It's like, you know what? Everybody else is doing this. I could do this. I'm better than most of the people that are doing this. And you keep talking about what you could do. You keep talking about what you're capable of, but you're not doing it. Go listen. Are you any less of a dad now?
No.
No, you're even home more, so you're even more of a dad. You know what? You have the opportunity. You've got an opportunity to work twice a week. You know what most people don't have? An opportunity to work twice a week.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know how blessed I am.
Right. So what are you doing? You're going in and doing it half-ass. You know what you're getting? You're getting half-ass feelings. Dude, you're better than this. They took away your authority to be in control. Why? Why did you let them take away your authority to be in control? Because that's what happens in this world. You just got to choose to be at your best when you're with your family. You got to choose when you go into work. Don't be aggravated. Be the best they have. Let them give you a raise for the 2 days. Let them.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. What happened, baby? Come here, bro. Come here. Stop. Come here. I'm sorry.
No, dude, you're okay.
Sorry.
Hey, Chief. Look at that hair. Oh my goodness. I love it. So here's the thing, brother. When is it okay for you to be 100% all the time for your family?
All the time.
So then go do your job all the time at 100%, because when you're there doing it halfway, you're being a dad halfway as too. As you do anything, you do everything. When you go to work and you're doing your job because you're frustrated, you're aggravated, you're like, man, I don't even want to be here. I need to be full-time in my job. I need to be full-time working my gig. I need to be doing all of my gig full-time. Listen, right now, is your gig paying you what the 2 days pay you?
No.
Then suck it up, brother. Suck it up and get better. Suck it up and get better. Start doing what you know you need to do. Listen, you've dropped some flames on here. You've dropped some fire on here. You know this stuff. You're wanting me to tell you, no, let's go full-time in the gig. I'm telling you, take care of your family. I ain't even in your business. But I don't want you leaving your job because those 2 days make a difference for your income. Let's work on the other 5 days of the week about building you. Right now, you lost your identity. And listen, every prospect that you're sitting across from right now has lost their identity. Everybody you're about to have a conversation with, you have the greatest opportunity to connect with everybody. You got a better opportunity to connect with people than I do. Do you realize that, right? You had a 5 day a gig week. Now you got a 2 day a gig week. 2 day a week gig. I don't have any gig. I've been doing this for 22 years. I don't have a gig. So you have a better opportunity for people to relate to you, for people to have a conversation with you and go, man, I am underemployed right now, dude. I got the 2 days. I'm going to do the best 2 days I can. But you know what I realized? I got to put a little bit of authority into something I have control over. So go do the best 2 days you've ever done. Go be the absolute model employee.
So I got everything, right?
Yes. Well, you got most everything. Everything you got in front right now.
Most of everything. Yes, you're right. But what I guess I want to give resistance to, or the part I don't understand is, how is me not being the best employee at my job? How does it relate to me not being the best father or partner outside of it?
How much of that boy that you're holding in your arms is made up of your DNA? Half.
50%, I think. Okay.
Yeah, 50%.
I don't know if that was the right answer.
Yeah. So half of it. So do you think he's connected to you?
You connected to me? Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're having do you think our thoughts influence our day?
Yes.
So if you're having a good day, how much of that little boy is having a good day?
All
Half.
day.
No, how much of him is having a good day?
Oh, okay. Half. Yeah. Half.
So when you go to your work and you're pissed off and you're aggravated and you're like, man, I don't want to be here. You're not in the best mood. How much of your boy is not having the best mood kind of day? Half of him. How many days do you want your boy to be in misery and pain?
No days.
So then suck it up and go be the best employee you can be. Go be the best dad you can be. Because when you're at work, you're still a dad. Yes or yes? Yes or yes?
Double yes.
Yeah. So how much more of this conversation do we need to have?
I got it.
You know I love you.
I know you do. I love you too. I love you more.
So that's how you being everything that you are every second, how you do everything, how you do anything is how you do everything. Your number one priority is to be your dad, to be the dad and the best husband you can be to your family. So if that's the case, then even when you're at your job, aren't you the best, wanting to be the best dad? See, we think we can disengage from our family, and we have our work life, and we have our business life, and we have our going out on the town life, and we have our friends life, and we have our hidden life. There ain't no way to hide from your family, your energy. So when you go back to work on Tuesday, you be the best damn dad you can be. And they're lucky to get you. And you're lucky to have them, because that income lets you be a better dad and better husband. Now, when you wise up, when you decide to take the next step and start working on your career versus your job, you fill up that cup, you watch the way people walk into your life. You watch the way people reach out to you in this world, because they're like, dude, what are you doing? How are you in such a good mood? Because I just decided to be the best dad possible, and I want to teach other dads how to do that. Think there's dads out there who are struggling and underemployed right now?
Yes, sir.
How many of them have you had a conversation with?
0, sir.
So I would change that. Because if you change that, guess what? You get to change that. Did it sink in?
Yes, sir, it did. Thank you so much.
You're a fast learner. I love you.
I love you too.
Folks, this is what we get to do. This is how we get to do it. We get to have a conversation with a dad holding his kid in his arms, going, what do I do next? This is the perfect prospect. This is the perfect person that we would have a conversation with. Yet we have a tendency to want to tell them what to do. You know how many moms are out there right now because their husbands are home and they're trying to figure out, how can I support? How can I help? How can I be somebody how can I contribute to my family? And you're driving by in your Lamborghini and bikini mindset with your car door open at 90 miles an hour. Oh, there's a prospect. Get in. And they're like, I wanted to do that. Where'd they go? I wanted to, here comes another one. Here comes another one. I want to do that. And everybody's driving by you at 900 miles an hour because we're all too busy being busy, and we forget the number one thing we need to do. We need to slow down, and we need to give people a place to fall back in love with themselves. That's all Manny did right now. He's given me permission to make him feel a little uncomfortable. He's given me permission to take him out of that uncomfortable feeling. But Manny just, we all get confused, and he found a way to fall back in love with him. Listen, y'all see what the universe did? Y'all see what the universe did? I hope you pay attention to this. Because as we're talking about the thing that's most important to him, about getting his act in gear, getting his days in order, you know what happened? His boy started going, he absolutely drew the attention and said, let's get our priorities straight. Even the thing that he was struggling for, even the thing that he was arguing for, the thing that was just absolutely driving him crazy, said, hold on, let me go take care of my family. And I'm like, thank you, God, for making it easier for me to remind Manny of what's most important to him. Go be the best dad ever, every place you are. Could somebody drop my YouTube link again? Somebody just asked me that. I feel like I'm not, I'm the cat. Somebody wants my YouTube page. I don't know why. A farm boy from Ohio. RBP, what you got to say, girl?
I got lots to say. So the last thing I was writing, I'll go back and I got a couple other things. So the last thing I was writing right now is you keep saying, you got the Lamborghini driving by at like 110 miles an hour going, jump in, jump in, jump in. So two things. When you first get started, this is what I wrote down. Instead, you don't have a Lamborghini, you probably have a Honda. Can you drive your Honda around the square at a nice pace multiple times so people can see you and see the consistency and that you're proud of your Honda, even though it's a Honda? And can you do it long enough for them to shout at you? And can you drive slow enough to where you can hear them and answer their questions? And if you do, they'll all start liking your Honda and they'll start looking for your Honda because they'll start recognizing you and they'll start seeing it and they'll start going, well, they're just normal like me. I could probably drive a Honda. I could probably do that. That's probably okay. It's not the newest Honda, but they keep it nice and clean. And look, they're always coming back for us. And then as you move into like the 15% or the 5% and you get that Lamborghini, are you still willing to take that Lamborghini back to the town square where everybody hangs out that doesn't own Lamborghinis? And will you drive that Lamborghini around the square slowly, not to show it off, but to let people see, I'm still the Honda guy. I'm still the Honda girl. I just got a little bit better at it. And will you drive it where people don't usually drive Lamborghinis? Will you drive your Lamborghini around normal people? And will you do it without the pride? Will you do it with just kindness and go, look, if you want to ride in it, sure, come on. You can hang out with me, that's fine. And they all go, oh my gosh, it's still just the Honda heart. They're just really doing well for themselves. They got enough to get a Lamborghini, but they're willing to share the experience of the Lamborghini with me. Are you kidding? See, that's what happened to me. Meeting Sean and Angel, here go these Lamborghinis, but they cruised by. They didn't fly by. They cruised by and they were looking for anybody that might be interested in learning how they got a Lamborghini. Or quite honestly, you could say Sean kind of cruised by in a Honda because I had no clue he even would have had a Lamborghini. But they cruised by in a normal area where I was at.
I was in a horse and wagon.
No, you weren't. And they slowed down long enough to watch me watch them. And then they slowed down long enough to ask, hey, what you looking at? And me to ask them questions. So can you drive what you have now? So that's kind of what he and Manny were talking about. Can you be where you are now in a construction job or stay-at-home mom or whatever you are and do it so well that people go, why do you love doing what you're doing? Well, it's because I just love being me. And I love the people that I'll meet no matter where I'm at. And when people start hearing you show up 100% where you are, they're curious how you can show up 100% where you are. Do y'all realize Sean Murphy, he's probably not even the 3 or 5%. He's more like a 3%, but he shows up like a 80%er. And he, for lack of a better word, he dumbs himself down. Exactly. With the cap, he dumps himself down. So we aren't in shock around him, but then we still are without the intimidation, without the fear, without being worried about, oh my gosh, and still some of us are like, I can't call Sean. I can't call him. Oh my God, I did that. But it's because he shows up 100% wherever he's at. He's made it. Yeah, but he comes back to the town square and he shouts out from whatever car he's in, or he just parks his car and sits with everybody. And he's just waiting. So when you show up 100% where you're at, like he was talking to Manny, people get so attracted to you. I'm feeling that now. Like I'm getting calls now from people that shouldn't be calling me. And what's even funnier, y'all, yesterday I was on a call and literally the essence of the conversation was this. Rhonda, if you can do this, good God, what are you doing? I know I can. And I got so tickled at it. But it's because wherever I'm at, I do whatever Sean tells me to do. Whatever he suggests, I do. And if he tells me just show up exactly where you are 100%, I do. And it creates this vibration around you that people are like, dear God, if some woman with that East Texas accent can actually have some success, I know I can. And that's what he's telling Manny. Just show up exactly where you are, and people will come rushing to you because you're 100% present. And the best place to learn is the present. Right now is the best place to learn. Sean asked us, what's one thing we learn and one thing we like? That's for two things. That's for him to have some mentorship from you, because it tells him, is he asking the right questions to make your brain ask you or ask him back the right questions? And if he is, if you ask him the right questions or you tell him the right answers, he knows how to tweak his communication to get your brain in a better spot. So you mentor him when he asks you one thing you learn, one thing you like. It's a selfish moment, but it's a self-full moment. He does it for himself. And then the other reason he does it is he's speaking to your subconscious to make you realize what it is you're going through, and can you see behind the scenes of what he's doing. Like it's a pull the curtain back and expose the magic behind Sean Murphy when he asks you those questions. It's twofold. It's more than twofold, but we'll just do two for right now. So he shows up 100% right here, right now, and we all flock to him because he lights himself on fire, and we're all attracted to the burn. And we're like, ooh, what's it going to be like? And then we all drop fire in the comments. And then the other thing I picked up today when Michael got on, I wrote this down, and Michael, I don't think Michael's on here right now. I wrote this down. When you journal, do you re-invite yourself back into your life's mission? And the reason I say that is I'm learning now, every time I speak to anybody on our team, do I speak from a place of contention and frustration? Or do I speak from a place that I re-enroll them back into this team? And in essence, I re-enroll myself back into my life's mission. Because when you start speaking from a place like that, you're showing up 100% like he's showing Manny. Because if you'll re-enroll yourself and re-enroll those people, and if you'll hear yourself speak in a way to where you re-enroll the same people over and over and over again, that's retention, and that's spiritual growth and mental growth. And that, the side effect of that, the biggest one is happiness and joy. The other one is money. It just comes to you, because what will end up happening is you'll be a conduit for it, and it'll flow out of you. But if you go to this with an agenda, it will not happen. When you can lay all agendas down, and the only quote unquote way you would use the word agenda is, my agenda is to be present as Rhonda 100%. And the other thing that I picked up on, there's quite a few, but the other thing I picked up on, I wrote down, if what you're doing feels silly or even elementary or uneducated, then you're probably not doing it right. Because if you feel like you need to show up like a Poindexter with the right glasses and the right suit and the right watch and the right earbuds and the right makeup and the right nails and all that, and that's where your concern is, you ain't doing it right. Because I'm going to tell you right now, if this East Texas mama with this accent and this crazy hair can show up and just be, and people flock to me, then I'm doing it right. But if I try to be a Lamborghini while I'm driving a Honda, just don't look right. So just be where you are right now. Be who you are right now. I am East Texas in full form. The only thing I ain't doing is wearing some camo right now and carrying a gun. But you can all see it. You can all see it. It's a transparency that creates vulnerability that scares the crap out of me sometimes, because my old story goes, oh crap, they're fixing to see you for who you are. And then that means they can have the opportunity to hurt you and cut you and slice and dice you. And I have to disengage from the old story. And I have to go, you know what? This is who I am. And I show up 100%, just like you was telling Manny. Just show up right now, right here. So I've got other things. I won't do them all because it'd take too long. But I wrote down, choose to be your best at all times. And if y'all hear one other quote from Sean, it's become more of what you want and less of what you don't want. It's pretty easy. And then I would ask yourself every day, what's one thing I learned today and one thing I liked today? And then answer it, and then sit with why you said those words. And look behind the curtain into your own, for lack of better words, presentation that you just presented yourself to yourself. Just a thought. I love y'all. Thanks for all the love in the comments. Thank you so much. It does. Y'all don't know what that does for me. I watch them. I read them. I creep on y'all on Instagram. I check on y'all. I love y'all. So I love y'all. Thank you so much.
So Heather made a comment.
Thanks, Sean.
Just ask people that. Watch their answers. They can't even tell you. They can't even give you the answer. They can't. They just sit there.
Nano's on fire on his call. That's so Heather made a comment. No fake it till you make it. I heard, and I forget his name. I want to say it begins with a T, his last name, and I'll think of it in a minute. But he said at a conference I was at, maybe it was an Eric Worre conference, but he said, the fake it till you make it doesn't work. What if we, listen carefully, what if we faithed it till we made it? What if we faith it till we make it? We have faith that it's going to happen. We have faith that we deserve this. We have faith that we can be at a higher level.
I like that, but Sean, honestly, I kind of don't like that sometimes.
Oh, I get it. But remember, we've got to go where they're at. You're not where they're at. So yes, I get it.
I mean, inside your own head, sometimes you don't have the faith inside your own head, inside yourself. It's just the same reason why Manny spoke up just a minute ago. And he was like, I don't have the faith in myself to do 100% in my job. And he had to have someone help him.
Exactly. So the key is if we wind up in faith, how do we get ourselves into faith then? If people don't have it, we've got to figure out a way to get into it. And so the question is how do we get people to take the next step? And what's the next step they need to take? And the first step is to use the faith they have, because they're using faith to have, they're not good enough.
Well, and that was another thing I wrote down. And sorry, I keep butting in, but this is kind of a moment that they're kind of getting behind the scenes of what our calls look like after everybody hangs up.
Listen, if we both agree on everything, we don't need one of us. You know, I say that every day.
Right. I know. So then the other thing I wrote down is somebody asked on here, how do you ask, I think I saw it in the comments, how do you ask the right questions to get the right, and they wrote down, here it is, where do you get good questions to ask people?
In their mind.
Yeah, well, the way I thought about it is a way you could explain that is, have you ever watched a movie and it's one of those movies where they're showing you the end and everything's happening at the beginning and you're like, who's that? Well, what happened there? And then they reverse engineer the movie and they back out of it and they show you the character development. That's kind of what you have to do when you sit with people. You have to picture it as an actor in a movie, and you're at the end, because you're right now. You're at the end of the last few moments in their life, and you have to go, how in the world did they get to that question? And what caused them? And this is the way you think, Sean. This is the way he takes notes. And what caused them to react like that? And when I said that, where did that come from? And you don't get offended by it. You just watch it like you do one of those reverse engineered movies. And you develop the character. It's character development. It's reading comprehension. It's just, instead it's all auditory. It's listening comprehension. And you sit across from somebody and you hear what they're not saying. And you ask the questions. If they say something, you ask the questions that Sean does. And Sean always goes, oh, I love you. How did you end up with that as your answer? And instead of taking the answer, you ask them how they got to the answer. And that will lead you to another question. Here lately, when people call me and they go, I see you on social media and you're doing something and I can tell it's doing blah, 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 blah. What are you doing? Well, what did you see? Because I want to know what post was it. And the reason I ask them, what did you see, is it keeps them from going too internal and getting scared to answer me. And it puts the spotlight back on whatever I posted. And then through their answer, I can reverse engineer why they got to that thought. Does that make sense? Is that too much?
I don't think so, but.
That made perfect sense to me.
Thank you, Dakaya.
A whole new stream of thoughts over here, Rhonda.
You should be in this head. It gets crazy in this head. And Sean has to put up with this head all the time. But it's that whole, I guess when you said faith it till you make it, some people can't see that inside themselves, and you have to, how do you get the right questions to see that? You just have to ask almost exactly what they just said with the, how did you get there? How did you get that question? And they will unfold, they will reverse engineer their life for you if you just ask a question and then shut up long enough to listen. And all you're listening for is the answer to that question. Don't be next and don't be going, ooh, if they say this, I could tell them about my pitch over here because that's how they could make money 795 ways. If you just listen. So I don't know. Y'all know me and my notes.
So Kara, it's the same link for tomorrow. It's the same link for tomorrow. You can go to, listen, get your own invitation so you get your own emails. Go to personalundevelopment.com. Go to, somebody can type that in the chat for Kara, www.personalundevelopment.com, and you'll get your own link so you don't have to worry about whether Nano puts the link in there or not. You'll get it mailed right to you. Ashley, where's Ashley? I need to hear this sultry voice. Hello, Ashley. Hi.
Good morning. Well, dang, I don't know if I have a question anymore. It was a comment about what Rhonda said about agendas.
Yep.
Dang. Okay, maybe come back to me, and if I think about it, I'll
So couple of phrases that have passed through the conversations over the last couple of days have been, are you going with an agenda? Are you going to be genuine? If you're going to be genuine, there is no agenda. The second you go with agenda, it turns into commission breath or dread breath. So that might be something that might trigger something in your mind.
Yeah, that, and then the part about I don't know, like it's like whatever deja vu is. Like I know, like last. Ooh, okay. I think it was last week that there was a call that I tuned into. I don't remember her name, but she was talking about how she was in prison in South America for like 3 years.
Yep, she's on here. She's like one box away from you. Heather Love.
Oh, okay, Heather. Sorry about that. So I remember, I think it was a part where I tuned in the conversation. It was between her, after she spoke, then something that Leo said, and then something that Rhonda said. And I messaged Rhonda and I was like, have we had this conversation before? Do you remember that? Because I was like, when I tuned in, I was like, this is the exact same conversation that I think was the last time that I heard her speak. And it was interesting because I think I've had a lot of those like connections lately, or maybe it's like I didn't necessarily process things the first time, but now it's like I hear it again and I was like, oh, okay, so I did hear this. But the main message that I got from today is just being authentic. Like the fake it till you make it stuff doesn't work because people can see right through that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the majority of people maybe not, but there are people that are close to you that can see when you're being honest.
Oh no, everybody sees it. They just don't know how to explain it. They call it one of those things. That's how I see it. If you've ever got, oh, is it one of those things? That's the fake it till you make it that you're presenting.
Ah, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Dang, what was it about agendas? And then just showing up and being present. Like, that's when you're gonna have the most success. And when things flows the easiest is when you're just present and can kind of go off the interactions that you have with people. So you may have like an idea of like where you want to go or where you want to lead them. But honestly, I think the best results is literally just having a conversation and you meet people with where they're at. And I think the point that Rhonda was talking about with the Lamborghini and being able to drive slow enough that people can see you, I thought was interesting because I know a few months ago, we used to have conversations about similar to where you would be like you'd be going 90 miles an hour with the door open, trying to have people to come in to take a ride, but they can't because you weren't ever in a space slow enough to where people can see that you're, what's the word? Maybe able enough to meet them where they're at. Because in my mind, like when you're going 90 miles an hour opening the door, trying to get somebody to get in, you're rushing it. And to me, it's you're not taking the time to stop and actually engage with the people that you may be trying to help. It's more like, I'm on a mission, I'm going to keep going. Here's the opportunity, but I'm not going to stop to at least talk to you, to meet you where you're at, and to see if, you know, hey, maybe this ride is going to be something that you need to join in on too. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense, but
yeah, they're distracted by the speed and what they're driving instead of attracted to the people that could help keep them going and that they could help change their lives too. They're attracted by the speed of which they're driving and what they're driving. That's that whole, they're building their company instead of their brand, instead of themselves. They are so attracted to the Lamborghini, to the system that they're using, that they forget they got to have people, and they got to love people to keep the system, to you be able to leverage the system. So I think it makes perfect sense to me, but you know, I'm a little weird. So if you're starting to talk like me, Ashley, oh, bless your heart, girl.
Y'all ready for a little mind blown?
Uh-oh.
Go ahead, Sean. I'm always ready.
How many people do you think are in their own vehicle are a little bit lost?
Everybody.
A lot. Everybody.
So what if you could be the one standing on the corner everybody pulls up to get directions from? You don't even have to be in the car. You could let them stay in their car.
Yep. Come on. You don't have to be anything except, hey, why don't you go that way? Hey, why don't you go that way?
And guess what?
Hey,
When they need to get to a new destination, they'll come back to you because they know you're the source of good destinations.
That's interesting.
And oh my gosh. And that's it right there, Sean G. Murphy now.
Why do you think I sit here?
Fire.
I'm not even in a car right now.
No.
And I get to go to the Czech Republic. I was in the Czech Republic today. I was in New York today a couple of times. I was in Latin America a couple of times. I was in Florida a couple of times. I was in East Texas a couple of times. I was in hearts. I was in heads. I don't have to even be in a car. I can be the, remember OnStar? Some of you are old enough to remember OnStar.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Sean Murphy, your OnStar rep. How can I help you with your life?
Oh my gosh.
I'm just a click away. Thank you. Is there anything else I can do for you? I'll send this to you in a text. I love you. Bye for now.
Oh my gosh. Then you don't have to worry about speed bumps. You don't have to worry about speed traps. You don't have to worry about detours. You don't have to worry about potholes. You don't have to worry about any of that. You just hanging out on the side of the road going, hey, go this way. Hey, go that way.
Stay where you're at.
You little booger, you're so smart.
Well, can't give it all away because y'all just got the car metaphor. Now we're gonna go. We don't even need a car metaphor. Can you just show up? Can you be present enough? How many of us would pick up hitchhikers? Right? Most of us don't want to pick up hitchhikers because we're afraid what they could do to us.
Yeah.
Can you be attractive enough that people would pick you up and say, could you ride with me for a while? What's that phrase we all want everybody to say? You're my ride or die. I just choose to be present enough that somebody will go, listen, you look safe enough. Can you get in my car and give me some directions? Be happy to. And when we get to your direction, when we get to your destination, you're happy, I'm happy, I get out and somebody else will show up going, I'm lost. You want to go for a ride? Let's go for a ride. And I just get taken all over the world. And with,
See what everybody missed out? That right there, holy crap. That right there is a whole game changer, life changer moment right there. It's 9:11. And that right there is the nugget that will catapult anybody and everybody. That right there. Oh my gosh.
Nobody knows
that right there. That right there is why I followed Sean Murphy, and I wouldn't let him get away from me, because he got all this wisdom and all this knowledge. Every now and again, he breaks it down so simple that this little East Texas brain gets it and goes, oh my God. Holy crap. That's so good.
Let's go to Puerto Rico, la isla de Encanta. Mi hermano. Hola, Luis. Oh, you're muted, brother. Hang on. We can't hear you. No puedo escuchar. Por favor. Dude, we can't hear you. Luis, check your mic or something, brother.
Ahora
Sí.
Ya, la tenía tapado. Yo, Sean, it's from yesterday to today. It's been so crazy. Right now, this call is totally different. Like, I'm seeing things that I didn't even see earlier.
Right.
It's so wowing. So my call, I started, right?
Right.
We were 3 people. Yesterday, we got it up to 7 people, and usually my calls, they're in Spanish. So they go very, very fast. Porque in English, I speak fast, but in Spanish...
No, las puertorriqueñas hablan más rápido de un gato en fuego. So yeah, no, I get it.
So we were on that call for 5.5 hours. I don't know how, but time just vanished. We started it at 8:30. We finished it at 2:30 a.m. And we didn't even want to go. We just finished it because we had to sleep.
Right.
We had
so think about this. It's like when you fall in love with somebody and you're trying to figure out, are they the right one? And it's like, I don't want to leave you. My energy is just too good around you.
Yes.
So congratulations. Those are awesome calls.
And that's the thing. We were all feeling it, because it wasn't me just saying it. They were saying, I don't want to go. I just don't want to leave you.
Yeah.
It was so awesome. Just a couple of notes I took. So I think we're going to name the call Circle of Life, because we were rounding the names. We just 1 hour of the conversation was just us looking for names. Yeah, because here's the thing. We're talking about personal development, and I was thinking, okay, people gotta have a clue about what's coming. Like this call, daily awakening. If you enter this call, you know you're gonna have an awakening. So the circle of life. I thought personal development, business, family, health, friends, recreation, love, contribution, finances, and spirituality all in one place. I think that is the bomb. So right now, when you let people stay in their own car, you can be everywhere with everyone. I realized how true that is. Because when I slowed down yesterday, since I'm always so fast, I just took the moment to slow down and take the people in that were within me that call. The experience changed. It suddenly went from me talking to them talking, to them, how do I say it? Haciendo preguntas. Like,
To them asking questions, to them
yeah,
being engaged.
exactly. To them being engaged with the conversation. And then suddenly, I didn't even know the people that were in there. The invites just kept on going. They invited people. And we created this family in this couple of hours that right now they're talking. We said so much I love you yesterdays. I felt this dynamic with total strangers, and it's so amazing. Ya, tiene que volver español, o sea, obligado.
Vamos.
Así pueden estar en mis llamadas también, because it's so awesome. It's so, so awesome. I never thought that just having a sneak peek of your brain behind the scenes, that's what it really was, you know, could be so powerful and impactful. I mean, I just gotta be grateful, Sean. Just wanted to let you know that I'm very, very grateful for you.
Well, listen, Louis, I love you. Thank you for being a part of being an advocate for people living the circle of life, of being healthier, happier, and wealthier, and just enjoying this moment, because we never know when this moment's gone. So thanks for being present. Thanks for being tied to the emotion and not the clock. Because when you look up and you go, oh my God, it's 5 hours later. Are you kidding me? So thanks for being tied to the emotion and not the clock. Because here, this call has gone now almost 3 hours. I get on a call now and I'll do an hour, and I'm like, I just started clearing my throat. For me to speak for an hour is like nothing. So check out Katarine's her screen right now. Check out that little peanut that's there. Look at that. Look at the smile. Look at this. That's what life is about right there. He's like, my mama told me I need to sit here. I'm going to sit here right now. So I got to take her place. You're awesome. You're awesome, little person. So there you go.
Monique, yeah, Monique. So, básicamente la vida se trata de amar otras personas, de compartir el amor y el valor que hay dentro de ti, porque sabemos que una palabra puede impactar tan positivamente el flujo de una persona que un simple te amo, te ves hermosa hoy, puede hacer que tu vida tome un cambio totalmente diferente, porque no sabemos de qué lugar viene esa persona. Así que, wow, tu pelo hoy se ve magnífico. It changes everything. Todo cambia con un te amo. Una palabra tan básica. There you go. I hope you love it.
Thanks, Louis. Listen, that's why I love to speak my even bad Spanish, because there's such an elegance. There's such an elegance. There's the way that you can use words in another language. It's just absolutely brilliant. So, Shammy, you got your hand up. Where's my little Shammy? Where's my little peanut? There she is.
Hi.
Hey, my love.
What you just said, I mean, every call is amazing, but what you just said, be tied to the emotion, not the clock. That's like really, I wrote it down. That's really big for me, because I thought, like, even right now, being all the time at home with the kids and then trying to like work at the same time and exercise at the same time and be healthy and eat right and go outside and walk and like all these stuff, sometimes I feel kind of like not or unorganized, but like there's just not enough time in the day. And then like I might get frustrated, like, oh, I didn't read today, or oh, I didn't meditate today, which I've heard Nano talk about it too on his calls, like how not to be tied to that those emotions, just be like, okay, then I'll do it tomorrow. Make sure you do it tomorrow, or maybe or something like that. But like that's the first time I heard that sentence like that, be tied to the emotion, not the clock. And I just wanted to say like that really kind of means a lot to me right now, especially right now for some reason.
Awesome. Hey, listen,
Thank you,
has
John.
anybody told you you're amazing yet today? I think maybe a couple have, but have you heard that you're amazing yet?
Thank you.
I love you.
Love you more.
So there you go, folks. Just another day on the inside of this farm boy's head. I get to share with you and you get to share with me. And in the words of Jim Rohn, when I leave here today, a little bit of you goes with me. I hope a little bit of me goes with you. And let's do this together. Let's go make the world a better place. And let's make sure we start with us. I'm Sean Murphy, founder of Mental Profits. I'll see y'all where? At the next event. We'll see y'all tomorrow. We start 2 hours later. Y'all send some love to each other.
Bye, y'all.
Take care.
Love y'all.
Have a good night. Thank you, Sean.
Love you.
Thank
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everyone.
I love you guys. Have an amazing day.
There you go. Love you guys.
Thank you, Katarine. Thanks for sharing your peanuts with us.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Heather. Love you all.
Love you guys.
Thank you, Sean. Love you.
Ah, don't hold me, big brother. There goes the phone. Love y'all.
There you go, guys.
See y'all tomorrow.